Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Q&A Thursday, or as we like to call it, Friday Eve.
Heck yeah.
So, with me in the background, I cannot forget about Mr. Dane Hennen. He's going to be moderating all of the comments and questions for you folks. So, in case you're wondering why he's not in here, Dane's in the back doing this. And to my left, Mr. Anthony Fisher.
Hello, hello.
And to my right, Mr. Adam Pitale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fun fact, Adam, you're in the neighborhood. So, him and Jeff went and had some lunch today. Just thought they'd come by and hang out. And Jeff talked you into coming onto our Q&A.
He paid me a lot of money.
That's what we thought, and that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Big dough. Thanks again, Jeff. I want to get a new car.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Yeah, there's a Corvette delership just right down the street. We'll go stop by so we can see
you can get one.
See what's happening. We might be able to. Idaho's kind of an island in the sense that they might have there might be some secret stock hidden somewhere.
Not going for $100,000 over sticker like some places.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Not. Yeah.
So, little housekeeping
here.
That we do need to do.
So this
start
week,
the show off.
So just want to bring up. So I want to give a thanks to everybody that basically entered the Dabbler giveaway on the Dabbler Details giveaway that our Q1 Grand Ambassador Matt hosted. We were able to raise over $5,000 to go to the Barstool Fund to help small businesses affected by COVID. So thank you very much.
Thank you to everybody that bought a ticket and
and
participate. That was awesome.
Awesome. It goes to a really good cause, and we want to continue helping.
Jamie, our very own Jamie the Cleaner.
Yeah.
Fan of the Q&A actually won.
He did. A very deserving guy. Deserving guy. So we're hoping that he gets his hands on some good products to be able to continue educating, making YouTube videos on. But we want to thank everybody for participating in that. Next week's going to be a huge week for us. We got everybody coming down, all of our big hitters to come play on our Subaru WRX project.
We're doing the rest of the paint correction as well as finishing up all the newly painted parts. So... for those of you guys wondering, we had Sean McNally, who worked with Charlie Hutton.
Yeah.
So Charlie Hutton, when he paints cars, he brings one guy in and only likes working with one guy.
Yep.
And he works with them for a couple years, and then he turns them loose.
Wow.
And then brings on another guy to teach and train. And Sean was one of those guys and was fortunate enough to do that. Sean has opened his own his own paint shop here in Boise or in Nampa called Regenerated Rides. Sean McNally is also the longtime best friend of Jason Kilmer, the Sandman.
Yes.
So that's kind of why we're bringing everybody in, because Sean painted all those parts for us. We're going to bring Jason in. We're going to be bringing David Patterson from O'Burke and formerly Lake Country. We're bringing Dylan Von Kleist. We're bringing Troy Klinkenbeard from Rupes USA. And Buck Hugaboom from Buck's Legend Detailing in Madison, Wisconsin. And who else? Jason Otterness of Car Guy Supplies is coming. And Eric Joseph of G-Technic. And Juan Gonzalez of ASD Detailing and Rag Company.
How do you remember all this? I mean, you're not reading that anywhere.
There's
no
that
cheat
all
sheet
out of my brain.
That's pretty good, man.
Everybody's coming.
Levi's one of those guys. He meets somebody, he'll never forget their name, and if he forgets their name, it will haunt them. It'll haunt him for the rest of time. I mean,
he's only seen it like once or twice when we're on the road together. That he's like, "What's that guy's name?" And I'll say it, or then he'll do it, and I go, "I don't remember." Yeah. And then I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, trying to figure out a connection of how do I know this person? Where can I get his name so I can find it? Because it does mess me up. I don't like not remembering people's names.
Yeah. So other than that, though, I have no other house cleaning, but I think just a general, just some general information. Adam, really quick, who are you?
So I am the founder of Adams Polishes. So I started Adams Polishes 21 years ago, back in February. And I've been a detailer since 1980. And my title at Adams Polishes was always Chief Detailer. So I'm not exactly Mr. CEO type. I'm more of a
hands-on.
I'm an enthusiast. I love touching cars and detailing and coming up with a better way to do it quicker. Got into fleet detailing when I was a little, much younger, and had to do it faster. So always detailed for dollars. So I wanted to do it faster and come up with a really quick and efficient way to knock cars out. So
and I'm sure you have great stories over the years, right?
I probably do have one or two. Yeah, you can ask me. I'll talk. But I'll try to keep it as on point as possible. How's that?
Right
No
on.
worries.
Yeah, very cool, man. Well, we're super happy to have you on board. So hopefully everybody has some good questions for you. We see everything from really complex questions to really simple questions to people that just want to hang out and have fun and spend their Thursday afternoon with us. So getting started here, Levi, I can't even read that.
All right. Reflections 7677 saying, what's up, TRC boys? Hope all is well. Levi, apologies on last week's phone. Has autofill, gets annoying. Big ups to Dane for trying to make sense of it. No worries, man. And then he says, yes, I finally got some Coach Shimmy in Paris, California. It's a start. Can't be soon enough for more to come. Website is legit, however. Thank you. We appreciate it, man. And then our buddy Alex Dewar up in Canada. Hey, TRC and Adam. Happy Friday Eve. Great to see amazing people in the industry coming together. Hopefully the TRC team treats you well. Have an awesome day. Thanks, Adam. That's not very nice.
We'll try to be nice to Adam.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Should we bring in the cupcakes, the halfway point, or
Very good idea.
Okay, something like that.
I highly recommend a sugar high halfway through this.
That's what we try to do. So, Carissa saying, good day. Had a customer bail, which is okay, as I can enjoy TRC. What do you do for no-shows and no calls? First is a gift for sure. Things happen. Second, kind of disrespectful. What do you think, Adam? I mean, back in the day, a no-show, no-call for me, I always had dealer work. So if a retail customer didn't show up, I always still had work to fall back on. But it was frustrating, especially if it was like, as we got into coatings and doing more stuff and bigger jobs, that price tag kind of was like, oh man, I was kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, significant missed income, right?
Yeah.
Well, I come from the days of not that big of income on detailing, back when $300 was a major amount of money for a detail. But I always, when I still talk to kids, I talk to people who are getting up and getting going in the detailing business, and I say, you're either doing two things. You're either one, you're detailing cars, okay? You're actively making money, or you're getting new clients. Mm-hmm. Now, I used to go out and print zillions of business cards, and I would go litter the parking lots of the nicest restaurants or the malls or the downtown areas, and I would be able to select the cars that I want to do, and I would slide a business card just down in the rubber, just above the driver's door handle of the cars that I'd love to detail.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I always had I would love to detail your car, ! On the back of my card. And I would slide that in there so that's what they saw when they got up to the walked up to the door handle. And if you throw it under the windshield wiper,
sometimes
you're a jerk, right? Because then people get in their car, they start it up, and they go, oh.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Open the door, unbuckle your seatbelt, got to go back out there, got to grab it. So don't do that. I used to do it just inside the rubber, and I would just go get in business. Yeah. The other way I would go get business was I'd do a free detail. And I always looked at, when you're driving around, you see, gosh, look at that plumbing truck. Look at the diamond plate sparkling on that. There was this guy, Richard Otto Plumbing. He was in Palos Verdes, California. I remember seeing his trucks driving around. I'm like, that guy's got it totally tight. His stuff is nice, but his aluminum is a little dull. You could see the scratches.
Yeah.
Diamond plate aluminum, polished aluminum is kind of paint. So I, call the number outside the truck. It's pretty easy, right? Hi, my name's Adam. I'm a detailer, and I would love to do a free detail for you. And first of all, people kind of look back and they go, I don't know about this. What do you mean free detail? No, I've seen your trucks driving around. You're clearly a person who cares about the image of your business.
Right.
I know that you have great trucks. I know that your polished diamond plate could look better. I like to show you how great it could look. If I impress you with my free detail, I'd like to earn your business. Yeah. That humble approach to going after customers is really, for me, it always earned I earned a lot of business that way. Yeah. And I love fleet business. I've always loved fleet business. The guy that drives the Maseratis, the guy that drives the Lamborghini, the Ferrari guys. Listen, I'm sure there's some great people that drive Ferraris, right? However, they're not exactly easy to work for. They're not exactly easy to deal with. I love the fleet business because it was consistent. They had to always have their image good. Yeah. In high school, I detailed limousines in Southern California. Like in Irvine and Lake Forest. Yeah. That was because that was the business that I could go no matter what do after school every day. Or I had a couple of guys that went to the local community college, and they would be able to go do cars while I was there. it's the no matter what money that I really liked doing that. So that's, for me, whenever I had I got time all of a sudden.
Yep.
Boom. Go get some new business.
I used to do that for dealerships. So I would go find a dealership that I liked or wanted to do, looked at the quality of their cars and said, I'll do the first one free, and I'd give them a price sheet based on what their wholesale rate was going to be, but what I was going to do, what they expected. And it was the same kind of thing. If I didn't have a no-show and I had a spot, I'm going to call up the BMW dealership and I'm going to see if I can get a car from them today.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, they were very easy to go, oh yeah, come grab a car.
All day long.
And then hopefully that would turn into an account. And then it was dealer work. Even if it didn't pay enough, it was always having that nice backlog of dealer work just sitting, because I had a big shop with a bullpen. So I could store stuff. So I could pick up 10 cars, leave them in the thing, and then no matter what, there was always work. So if we didn't, my guys were always never hungry.
Right.
There was always work there. But then on the weekends, if they wanted to make more, they could come in and do stuff. Or if they wanted to stay late, they could do stuff. But you're right. The dealer work or the wholesale work was big. I did a lot of fleet accounts and loved it.
I call it no matter what money.
That's right.
No matter what.
So there you go, Carissa.
All right, Dan Pfeiffer. He's saying, I'll jump on this. I'll tackle this a couple.
You can do it.
All right. He says, yo, good afternoon, and word up from Minnesota, USA. Longtime user of Adams products, looking forward to whatever you may be announcing today. I don't even know what the heck you're talking about, Dan. We love you. We have Ozzy Bear. Is this? I've not seen Ozzy Bear, the rooster, in here, but here we go. Wow, I've met Adam a few times in person at Hot August Nights in Reno. What a fun person and awesome to be around. What up, TRC and Adam? Have a great Q&A. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
What a name.
Thank you.
What a name, Ozzy
I love
Bear.
Hot August Nights. That's one of our coolest shows. Started that in 2004. And the very next year, we became one of the title sponsors of Hot August Nights because there was hardly anybody there, and they obviously were letting anybody become a title sponsor. Like $8. You're a title sponsor, But
nice.
But that is a great show. Talk about a fun, big show.
So that reminds me, like when we've done Monterey and done Car Week at Monterey, Hot August Nights is probably the closest thing to that because of how much stuff is going on, how many car shows there are, how many auctions there are. I mean, that is an event.
That's major.
I remember I was 22 the first time I went down there.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh knuckle tattoos. I couldn't put my hands in my pockets. It was rough.
That's enough to remember it. Yeah. That's cool. Right on.
Moving on to Kia Possessor here says, do I need an AC unit for a shed to keep my chemicals from getting too hot in the Texas heat? So that's a good question. It really depends on what Texas heat really is and how hot it really gets, because
but really a solar powered fan or something in the there to get some airflow.
Because too much heat is bad. Too much cold is bad. Ideally, if you can store them somewhere else, and it depends on how many chemicals if you have. If you have literally an entire rack or an entire storage shed full of chemicals, it's going to be hard to kind of move those around. But if you have maybe 5, 6 bottles, 7 bottles, I'd bring them inside into somewhere that was a little bit more cooled.
I'll tell you what, we have a kind of a range that we like to keep with that keeps chemicals from failing. So, we're a chemical manufacturing business, and for sure, chemicals failing, chemicals freezing, chemicals overheating causes them to be less effective.
Yeah.
45 to 85. That's a perfect zone. If you can keep your chemicals between 45 and 85 degrees, you're not going to see separation. You're not going to see products disassemble. Literally, you get products too hot, the thickest creams in the world, boom, turn into mush, turn into soup. You want to put them on your buffing pad or put them on your applicator, suddenly they don't spread nicely. There's a lot to be said for keeping those chemicals out of the harsh weather conditions. So 45 to 85, you're golden. Think about the fact that you're buying your chemicals like you buy milk.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Don't buy so much. Like, but I got a great deal. I bought a 5-gallon thing of detail spray and it's the same price as 2.5 gallons. It's like, but when you have 4.5 gallons go bad because it took you 2.5 years to use it, you just overpaid for that. So
exactly.
Buy your product as you go. At this point, you can get stuff shipped to you quickly. You can get things, from, no matter who you're buying your products from. Bottom line, you can get it within 3 days. So buying a 2-year supply might not be the most cost-effective way to go.
And I think that's one of the things that you guys did really well by doing pints and making pints available in gallons is doesn't matter where you are. If you're using a pint, you're going to know, oh, man, I used a pint and I did all my cars that I own, and I'm already out of it. And this is something I'm going to do every weekend, or I should buy a gallon because I have the capacity to do it. But if you're one of those persons that goes and just buys 5 gallons, and like you say, it doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't save any money,
right?
Because you got to throw a bunch of product down the toilet.
That is true. We all have that batch of product that we just try to give away to people.
I
don't know how
clean
old
my
this
garage.
is. This can of wax is from '96, but you can have it. It might still work, right?
It used to be awesome.
Well, and that also is proof. Also, just in the development of products and how you use them is the ease of use. If a product isn't easy to use, a customer's not going to use it all the time.
Or smell good. You want to make sure it's easy to use, smell good, no dust.
Yep.
Yeah.
All those things. You want to make sure.
Yeah, because the more they use it, the more they enjoy it, the customer experience is greater, then they're going to buy a lot more.
Yeah. Products start to work less well after they've changed temperatures a lot, for sure. So it's worth it. Great question. And one to really think about when you're buying your chemicals. Where can I store it at 45 to 85 degrees?
And Kia Possessor, you can always pick up a small little air conditioning unit if you want to do that. I think a couple fans at the top, just keeping some airflow
Levi,
going through.
You're talking about spending like $300 to keep like maybe $100 worth of chemical school. Bring him in the damn house is what I would do. I would say bring him in the house or bring him somewhere where they'll stay cool.
Yeah. Maybe I just like installing fans.
I know
you
do. I know. We got a future prison coming up next here. It says Happy Friday and Friday Eve TRC crew. Hey Adam and welcome.
Future prison all the way from Australia.
And then we got Dana Israel with the with a good question here. Happy Thursday evening and welcome to the show, Adam. Does unicorn soap really change colors? Is it hard to milk unicorn? That I would like to know myself.
It is fun to milk unicorns. You guys should try it. It's a lot of fun. Our marketing team works with our chemists really tightly.
Yeah.
And they have some requests from our chemists that make him sometimes probably want to poke his eyeballs out. They're like, really? They're like, listen, we know there's some things that we come out with sometimes that are so far-fetched. But if you open the email, like this last email with the unicorn, the unicorn stuff, it's like, wow, they're really going far, but you do break a smile typically. You're like, really?
Well,
that's pretty out there.
You guys know that you're joking. It's not like this thing where you're like, no, but really this is the unicorn. You guys know that this is fun. You guys try to make it. You guys try to make it fun and change things up, right? Because if you're stagnant for too long, no matter what, right? You can start to feel like you're becoming irrelevant, right? So sometimes you need to throw something fun out there to spice things up, right? Get people talking and they laugh. They'll buy it. They probably will buy it, and they'll use it. You know what? They'll probably like it, and they'll say, "Hey, it's awesome."
It's a limited edition. It's crazy in our business. We've got these limited edition bottles that sell for just stupid money, like on eBay and stuff. We've had bottles sell for over $1,000. A $12.99 bottle of detail spray.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. But some people like we have a lot of people that collect stuff, and it's like, thank you. I'm so totally grateful to you for wanting to collect our stuff. But it is meant to be. Let's keep this light, guys. This is fun. This is a therapy. We're talking. We're not like, hey, listen. I mean, we do business with General Motors, right? Where we're very serious, and we're looking at micron sizes of aluminum oxide abrasives to make sure that a car can be polished while the paint is still wet, practically.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's very serious. And then there's the rest of our customers like, hey, man, what's going on? Oh. Have you checked out the unicorn soap yet? No, unicorn soap. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So there's a time and a place to have some fun, and we like to do it a lot. And our marketing team is just amazing at that.
Very cool.
Well, and they do a good job at it.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Laser Mob. When spraying Adam's tire shine on the tire, what's the best way to avoid overspray on the wheels? There's always slight overspray on the rims when I spray the tire shine on. It works great though.
Oh, I love that. Well, I've got great videos on this, by the way. So the pressure and speed at which you pull the trigger is critical. Am I looking at that camera right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
The trigger, how much pressure you put on that trigger when you spray that thing is critical. So, and moving your hand while you're spraying is also critical. Making sure that your vehicle is parked on a piece of asphalt or concrete that is covered with a little bit of cardboard, because nothing is more rookie than a set of 4 half moons that are around your tires where your car was parked when you hit it with tire shine. It's that's a rookie move. You don't want to do it. But I always spray only into the tread blocks, only into the
upper
top of the tire where the tread locks is. Because if you don't, you can't. You can always see the dry parts of the tire that are not dressed up in the tread blocks. I move my hand, give it a firm tug, and that really finely atomizes the tire shine. It makes it go very, very fine. It goes up into the tread blocks really easily. So I move as you're doing it, and then in this way, you're keeping that spray completely away from the wheel. Okay? Yeah. Now, this only makes sense on, let's say, a 50 series tire or bigger. Okay? Because on anything smaller, let's say you've got a 40 series or 35 series tire, well, then you spray it into your sponge. You spray the tire dressing directly into the sponge. If you don't have big tread blocks to make sure that you get nice and dark, you spray it into the sponge and you won't have any overspray on the wheels. You know, there's those things that you can put looks like a trash can lid you put over your wheel and that does it. Mm-hmm. But again, you shouldn't be spraying that much spray onto the sidewall. It's just an unnecessary thing. If you're going to go that thick with it, just spray it directly into your sponge. So no tread blocks, into the sponge, apply thinly. Big tread blocks, spray only into the tire blocks, and then you level it with the sponge, and you won't have overspray. I have like zero overspray on my wheels when I do it, and I'm a truck guy. I like all four-wheel drive everything, and I have a couple cars, but
yeah.
You know. There you go. That's an easy explanation.
It's an art form, but that was a very easy explanation. I did like that. So moving on to Dino Grahovic. Coming all the way from Austria, man. So it says, one big hello from Austria. How are you? Just wanted to ask what you guys think on tire cleaners. Is it just a powerful APC, or is there other ingredients that help on removing the browning? So that's a very great question. And the answer is yes. So there is things that help remove browning. So there is some chemical names. We don't have to get too far into it, but specifically, basically on most tire cleaners, right, you have your APC, depending on whether it's it's alkaline or whether it's acidic. Most of the time they're going to be alkaline, because most of the alkaline tire cleaners work the best at removing a lot of that browning, right? It's something soda, but I'm not going to say the first word because it sounds scary, but a lot of that's an main ingredient in that. But the difference between that and an APC, depending on where the APC is based, on the scale, whether it's acidic or whether it's alkaline, can have an impact on the tires. And so while we use citrus APCs, and while they can work at removing some of the browning, it's not always as effective as something that's a little bit more alkaline. And so with the industry shifting and changing from previous years where a lot of things was acid-based, right, a lot of wheel brighteners and things like that, moving on to more safer, not necessarily pH-balanced wheel cleaners, but moving on to that, kind of that safer realm.
More to the alkaline
the alkaline stuff was technically a safer approach than going with the pure acids. And so I guess the better question would be, what's the difference between an APC, a wheel cleaner, a wheel and tire cleaner, and then also a specific tire cleaner. Now, Adam, what is your preference? When you go to clean wheels and tires, do you prefer an all-in-one, or do you prefer a specific tire cleaner and a specific wheel cleaner?
Oh, I would hate people not to buy every single product we sell.
Yeah, I know.
Certainly. So we have wheel cleaner, tire and rubber cleaner, and wheel and tire cleaner.
Yeah.
And we have eco wheel cleaner.
Yeah.
Well, my number one favorite cleaning product in our entire product line is hands down our tire and rubber cleaner.
Yeah.
So the surfactant in that product turns rubber black. Eliminating, so what turns your tires brown or gray? So if it's a Michelin tire, a lot of times it looks gray.
Right.
If it's a really high performance tire, it's almost always gray.
Yeah.
And that's because those, when you look at some of the high performance tires, they're super soft rubber. And tires are made in a mold.
Yeah.
And for those tires to pop out of the mold, there's a compound used sprayed into that mold.
Yeah.
It's called a mold release compound. Those mold release compounds are what causes a lot of times your tires to hold that brown or gray look. And if you don't have a cleaner that's really specifically designed to eliminate that stuff, you're just going to put black shine over it. And as soon as it wears off, boom, gray or boom, brown again.
Yeah.
Our tire and rubber cleaner is very effective at eliminating that. It also eliminates all the oxidation on the rubber around the windows. Right. It takes wax off of the plastic, like you're polishing the side of the bed of your pickup truck, and you end up up over a little too high up onto the bed cap, the plastic. That product is very specifically made to clean rubber. Very specific. It's also same stuff that you'd use for cleaning your all-weather mats. Same thing. Now, when it comes to wheel cleaners, there's kind of two methods of thought on that. when you've got a high performance brake, okay, that means you have a high metal content.
Right.
Unless you have ceramic brakes, in which case it's a little different technology. But the high metal content brakes, like let's just say Mercedes, BMW, and Porsche, because those guys all just use the craziest.
The semi-metallics are almost,
crazy. You know, I have a Jeep Trackhawk that's fabulous, by the way. I love that thing. And that thing also, same thing, lots of brake dust.
Right.
Our wheel cleaner with basically, it's a type of an acid that absolutely attacks metal brake dust. It eliminates it, and it turns it purple. You've seen the stuff you spray on turns purple. The whole wheel looks like it's bleeding. You're like, wow, that's gnarly. Then when you're done, a lot of times your brake rotors, if they're metal, they look like a little bit rusty because that's the way it leaves them. You drive it one rotation, and then you got a tiny bit of orange dust on the inside of your wheel. Blow it, and it's gone. But that product eats very nasty, serious brake dust better than just a simple, like a citrus cleaner or a basic kind of cleaner. Now, let's say you're doing your Silverado or your Suburban or your F-150. You're not going to have very serious metal brake content. You're not going to be, you'll spray it on there and you're going to go, dang, man, this I'm supposed to turn purple. What happened? My minivan's not making anything purple. Well, it's because you just don't have the metallics in your dust. Therefore, it's not doing it. Then, in that case, all-purpose cleaner, something really simple. In fact, on that kind of stuff, what I just use a tire and rubber cleaner. Yeah. Because if I'm not really going after the metal content, which is for sure plenty of it in that barrel of the wheel or in that face, then you don't need that aggressive of a cleaner. You know? And I always say, if you don't have super nasty wheels, don't use the chemical. You don't need to use a gnarly chemical to clean something that's not dirty. Yeah. You know, same goes for interior cleaning. When you're doing like leather, do I need to go ahead and use a full leather cleaner, spray leather cleaner all over the interior, scrub it really hard and wipe it down when there's no visible dirt at all? Yeah. Well, that's an aggressive move, you know, and you're always breaking down a tiny bit of that leather finish when you do that. You know, use a little interior detailer, and then you're going to be able to get away with a whole lot less aggressive. You know, when you're hanging a picture with a little nail, do you use the back of an axe? Do you use a sledgehammer? Yeah. No, you just use a little hammer and go tap, tap, tap.
Same kind of thing.
Same thing goes for chemicals. Use the least invasive method and get the results you're looking for. If you're racing your car and you've got a race car with gnarly brakes, you're going to want to use every single time. You know, your most aggressive wheel cleaner in your cabinet. You know,
there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there's so many options out there. I'm not saying that you can't use an APC to clean your tires. I'm just saying that there is specific.
There's a reason that everything's made for a
there is
purpose.
Specifics on there, and I am a fan of the Adams tire and rubber cleaner. It's pretty killer. It's something that's very specific, and it works fantastic on your floor mats as well. If you have WeatherTech mats and you spray that on there, it'll make them look like new again. So
all right, so I'm gonna power through a couple of these just to catch us up a little bit. So Ricky Colon in Puerto Rico saying, hello, good people. Hope all of you are doing great. It's been one rainy week down here in PR. Can't wait to do some detailing.
Yeah, Ricky.
And then Pedro saying, I watched the 2006 infomercial for Adams Polishes yesterday. James Brown was the host. Car care has really evolved a lot since then. That's impressive.
Talk about a crazy story. So you know who JB is?
Yeah.
Do you guys know who James Brown is? Okay, so JB is awesome. He's one of the nicest guys ever. Total car guy too. So he was with Fox Sports, and then he went to CBS, right? And back in 2005, Clorox Corporation wanted to buy our business, and they owned Armor All at that point. Right. Okay, so they wanted to go ahead and add another business in to maybe compete with Meguiar's or compete with Turtle Wax and the other companies in the space. So they came to us, said, "Hey, by the way, we'd like to buy you, but we want to test you first." So they started this test. You know, can you be $100 million brand? Yeah. And we were like a $1 million. Well, I don't even know if we were a $1 million brand in 2005. We were a sub $1 million brand. Yeah. And anyway, I just met my now wife, you know, and they said, okay, let's go. We're going to go to, we're going to put you guys up in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay. So we're in Virginia Beach, and Virginia Beach was the area they chose. They decided to go ahead and have this test. And Virginia Beach is the most balanced socioeconomic area in the country because it has a big middle class. The military base is there. Yeah. there's sort of a low end zone to Virginia Beach for sure. You know, the not so nice parts of it. And then there's a very affluent part of it too. So they wanted to make sure if our product line could hold water in Virginia Beach, Virginia, then it can do good nationwide. So we moved there for the whole summer.
Wow.
And James Brown came out, JB came out, and we did an infomercial together.
Yeah.
At the 700 Club, which was it's a Christian
mega church.
Okay.
Big church.
So we did it at their facility, and we did a full-on thing, and it's funny. If you want to laugh, me and JB, gosh, I was 15 years younger.
You have to check that out.
Yeah, and he looks the same, and I look like I aged like 100 years. He's so awesome.
No. Pedro, that was a good find.
Yeah, good job, Pedro.
Ed Iverson saying, happy Friday Eve, and welcome, Mr. Pitale. Hope you all had a blessed Easter. Thank you, Ed. Hope you did too. Looked like you had some fun on Facebook there, saw. Sam Taylor, what's up, TRC gang? Happy Friday Eve from sunny Georgia. Decon D-Town saying, hey, what's up, TRC? Hope you're all doing great. And then Jamie the Cleaner, winner of the Dabbler Details giveaway, saying, hello, TRC. And Adam, have a wonderful Friday Eve. Remember, peeps, best behavior, lol. And then Chris Marcial, good day, TRC crew. Can a car be driven right after a fresh ceramic coating has been applied? That depends on the ceramic coating that you're installing. Some have toppers that you can put on and you can drive right off and be fine with them. Others, depending on the manufacturer, recommends that the car stay inside and not get wet for a certain amount of time. Just
depends on your conditions. I wouldn't like lay down an applicator and then just go drive off. I would give it some time. Just let it set for a little bit, and then you should be good to go. But basically, avoiding rain after a coating is finished is typically in your best interest.
And avoiding not just rain, but that little bit of that evening dew that can happen to your car sometimes in the summer. That's also if you're going to finish your car at night and you're going to let it sit outside overnight. Better to leave it in the garage overnight,
Yeah.
I always say detail early. You get your detail done first thing in the morning, your car gets all day to cure or more of the day to cure. But if your car gets wet while your ceramic coating is uncured, sometimes you can get some funky splotches.
There you go.
Don't want that.
Nippon Sticky Paint.
What are we
saying? DJ Papa Chrome is a reference to Dane back there.
It's his nickname, Papa Chrome. He's good at polishing chrome. That's about it. But he is good at it.
Yeah.
We have Rick here. Is that Rick?
Yeah, Rick. Ron Iotti.
Ron. Okay. Says good afternoon, Rag Company people and Adam.
And then Spooky Guy saying this is awesome. Thank you, Spooky Guy. Then Ryan Rigdon. Hey TRC. Happy Friday Eve. This is the most anticipated episode. Adams was my gateway drug.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's funny. My buddy Matt Butcher, who's our marketing director, he's awesome. He's just amazing for our business. He always says, what? A lot of times we're the people that get people into detailing. You used to be going to the car wash, and then you decide, what? I think I can do this myself. Yep. I'll just watch that greasy Italian, watch a few videos on how that works, and then you get going, right? And then a lot of times we'll take people from just driving through the car wash to the Scratch-O-Matic to doing it themselves and getting a little therapy and enjoying it a little bit. But my buddy Matt says a lot of times we get people through high school, and then sometimes we lose them in college. Like we'll turn people into detailers that used to be just the Scratch-O-Matics, and then sometimes you'll see some people fall off and get into other brands of products, we should say, in college, but
they never forget, what? They need that. They need that learning experience, and if they want to stick with it, there's guys that will stick with it, right? And they stick with the system. They say, "Hey, man, I learned this stuff in high school. I'm going to become a high school teacher, right? I could go to college if I wanted to, but maybe they want to specialize in that. Maybe they get really good at that, and they continue to grow that brand. And we see a lot of different people. Some people like to stick with one brand, and they get good with it. And as that brand, transforms and evolves with technology, they transform and kind of continue to grow with them as well. So it's not always a bad thing. We have Meg's Tub. Is that what that says?
Meg's Tub MW or Meg's Tub?
Meg's Tub BMW.
Meg's to BMW.
Meg's to BMW.
Says, BMW.
Adam's Products is very good. And then we got Dabbler Details, as the guy was talking about earlier, who hosted a giveaway. Is part of our sponsorship program. but he did this all on his own and basically created an entire website, got product together and everything, and hosted this giveaway to raise money, right? $5,000 for the Barstool Fund, which goes to help small businesses affected by COVID. So
that's cool.
He did this all on his own. We didn't give him any insight. He ran with it. So it's
pretty
super
rad.
cool.
So $5 a ticket.
$5 a ticket. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey TRC
cool.
fam, just wanted to say thank you for all you have done and continue to do. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for joining in, man.
Good job." Jamie, the cleaner, ecstatic about winning, but more ecstatic the whole giveaway was a great success.
Me too.
That was pretty rad. And then Dabbler, again, replying to Jamie the cleaner, your help was key to the success, and it's great that you won. All right, Dane, what's the next page here? Got to get those. All right, Ron Iotti saying he just finished detailing his Forerunner. All of the toweling was from TRC. There you go.
Can these guys share pictures? Like, all right, you got it done. Well,
they can on like Facebook or on the
sometimes
YouTube. They can
we'll have our iPad up. Dane's got it, so
Yeah.
sometimes we'll share pictures and we'll look it up.
Yeah.
But it just kind of depends.
For those of you wondering, and because Adam's here, we do have a Rag Company podcast discussion group on Facebook. So a lot of these folks post what they're working on today, what they're doing, and we try and keep that area at least full of stuff and as interactive as we possibly can, so that everybody can kind of get their voices heard and what they want to do. So
it's our version of a forum, since the forums are unfortunately starting to die off, which makes me sad. I grew up with forums, and I still am on forums, but it's one of those things where you have to accept that Facebook's kind of, it's the easier way. It's the easier way to get on, and people can share stuff, and but the forums are where a lot of the knowledge is, and I'm sure you know that very well. So
back in 2008, Dylan Von Kleiss, he was working for us part-time then, and he's the one who helped us start our forum, Adams Forums.
Yeah.
And man, that was a huge. We were one of the first. I don't know if any of the other car care product manufacturers were out there doing that at that point. Very few. I don't remember any.
Maybe AutoGeek.
AutoGeek. Yeah. You know what? AutoGeek had their AutoGeek online, I think. But anyway, Dylan started that for us, and it was a rocking major hub.
Yeah.
Kept looking at, dude, we got 4,000, 6,000, 10,000, 100,000. We got to 150 or something thousand people on that. It just kept growing and growing and growing until it stopped. Yeah. And it feels like Instagram and Facebook kind of came along, and the people who like to hang out and see. But the thing is, if you are really focused and you're really trying to find an answer to this one question, I have this one piece of plastic that goes between the the bottom of the door to the top of the roof, just behind the driver's door on my 1996, whatever the heck. You go to that forum and someone's going to be able to answer that, get the answer. So, and that's not going to be available on Facebook or Instagram.
It's weird, because that's how I did. I used to have questions and I'd Google it, and that's where I'd find it, because I was like, I can trust the forums. That's where the answer's coming from.
Good source of information.
Yeah.
We got the spooky guy coming in. Says, are there going to be Auto Obsessed discounts this Grand Ambassador quarter? Yes, there is. Yes. So we do have a Canadian Grand Ambassador this quarter. Sam Taylor says, Adams car shampoo versus GSF comparison go. I think that they're both fantastic. I mean, Matt from
GSF is the Koch Chemies.
Coach Chemies, so they have it's like a snow foam, but I mean, I think that a good comparison.
Wrong comparison, because is it a high foam product?
It's a foamer, but it's a pH balanced soap, car soap.
It's also, it can be used a 2-bucket. It can be used in
for us to be our mega foam.
Yeah, the mega foam.
So I would say Adams mega foam versus GSF comparison. Go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Detail Dude PL says, hello, TRC. I bought a bottle of Adams Graphene ceramic spray coating. Applied it on my car. I mean, half of it. Very easy to apply. Loved it. However, I've seen a YouTube video that had the coating.
I don't know what else.
I don't know where it got, but disappeared. Brian Schwab says, hey, guys. Thanks for having...
there it is. Fail after 2 months. And another one.
Let's try that.
From the same YouTuber, and it lasted for 7+ months. How is this even possible? What longevity should I expect?
A lot of times when you're finished compounding something, right, and you're getting ready to apply, there's a couple of different things that will significantly affect the durability of your ceramic coating. One, you finish compounding, and I always do one fender at a time.
Yeah, of course,
It takes me 4 months to detail a car, because I never have time to detail a whole car. But if you're going to go ahead and take and finish compounding, let's say a panel, and by the time you're done, you go ahead and get it all the way perfect. Then you go ahead and hit it with some coating prep, some alcohol wipes, so that you get all of the compound off. That's an important step, because if you put a lot of times people will put their ceramic right over the top of the last wipe of compound, and that compound still has some oils in it. There's some resins in it. There's things that make it shine. There's different things in that won't adhere. You want your finish butt naked. Yep. You want it. No, you do. You want it like when you rub it, it goes. Your fingers are screeching across it because it's so dry. The other thing is when you go to remove it. It's a really important thing is when you're removing it, I have a handy dandy towel, not an Adams towel, by the way. I don't know what this.
That's a little eaglet.
This is a good idea, by the way. A small towel for, I want one of these. I have a full-size towel on every one of my door panels.
It's like a
Adams polishes, if you're watching, hand size for glasses. Anyway, when you go to remove the ceramic, your first swipe needs to be light. If you give it, a lot of people just go after it and go, well, put it on and then boom, buff it off real hard. A lot of times, if you buff enough of that freshly all the way cured ceramic off, and then you flip the towel and you buff it all the way, you went after it with a little bit too much aggression. I always give a super light wipe first. All right, make sure that you give it a really light wipe to where you're seeing total smears and stuff behind, and then you flip your towel or refold it and get another quarter of it, and then come over and just remove any residue. By going after it with vigor and really, really just mashing all of that ceramic off before it's all the way cured, before it gets a chance to really, set up, you're removing too much of it. Yeah. You're removing too much of the actual coating. So if you feel like your coating's not lasting as long, try those two things. One, make sure and use a wipe, a panel wipe. Make sure you use, for us, it's coating. Our stuff's always very complicated names. A pre-wipe just to make sure that you get all of the compound off, and then don't over remove while it's still wet. I think you'll get a chance to see a lot more of the ceramic left behind, and the durability will go up for you.
Well, and one secret, I don't want to tell all of our secrets here, but one of our biggest things that we recommend for people when applying coatings is that when you're applying a coating and you're doing your wipe off, right? The idea is to level the coating. The idea is not to remove the coating, right?
Bingo.
And so for this process, for the longest time, there was coating companies that were recommending extremely high pile towels, right? So such as that right there. It's a 500 GSM, very high pile. Now, the problem with that's a 70-30 blend. The fingers within those towels, the microfiber fingers, tend to pull more out of a surface than what's necessarily needs to be removed, right? Whereas when you take a towel such as a pearl weave, right, which is basically...
Or even an all-purpose terry.
Or even all-purpose terry that has a lower pile that doesn't necessarily dig into the actual coating or dig into the paint, it's able to level it with actually fewer passes because it is technically a towel that has more bite right off of the initial wipe to where it is knocking down the high spots, right, while leaving a lot of that lower position on there. And then from there, that's when you can lightly take a high pile towel and remove any type of residual remaining product. And so we've been training people on that for a while now, and the pearls are definitely kind of our secret into getting more coating on the surface. But you're right, though. Some people go at it like they're Mr. Miyagi, and they'll buff that thing off like it's a hard compound, and it's not. It's something that take your time, do bits and pieces at a time, and don't bite off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
Right?
Amen.
Yep. So apparently we've got a super chat that just came through from our friends at Obsessed Garage and Mr. Matt Mormon. $25 saying, Adam is one of my favorite humans. He has said a half a dozen things to me over the past decade that he wouldn't even remember, but have had a massive influence on my, I don't know where the rest of it is.
On my business.
But Matt and I we were together when we had dinner with you that night after the Rupes thing.
First, thanks, Matt.
That was fun.
That's a total honor because, as you guys know, Matt's one of the dudes in this industry who's just made such a huge mark, and he is such a maniac for perfection. He's just, it's just what a benefit to our industry. You are, Matt. So amen, man. And every time we get a chance to get together, it doesn't happen very often, but it's always really enjoyable. So thank you.
Heck yeah. Matt needs to come visit us pretty soon. Nice. What do you think?
What did you say, Nick? Sorry, go ahead. He said it had a massive influence on my life. Just wanted to say hello and thanks.
Cool.
Thanks,
well, if he comes out here, we're doing dinner.
He does. He comes out, like he was supposed to come out last year right before COVID. Yeah. He comes out a couple times a year to come visit us and see us and hang out with us. So definitely he'll be out for sure. Cool. Now, especially with you're here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right, so we got Brian Schwab, not to be confused with the owner of Les Schwab, just another Schwab here. It says, hey guys, thanks for having Adam on TRC. I wanted to let Adam know the vibe of his products makes cleaning your car very American feeling. What a compliment, right? Look at that.
God bless America, buddy. That's great. Thank you.
Love the new pressure washing line. Cool, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then George Zapata saying hello from San Clemente.
Oh man.
And then
we know San Clemente. You know, that's pretty much my stomping grounds.
Was it?
I grew up in the next town over, Dana Point.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, George. It might be Jorge, but no, it's George.
It's George.
Anyway, I'll tell you what. That's a great spot, San Clemente. George, you might remember Scalzo Auto Parts down there. One of my best friends for my whole life, Tim Scalzo, had an auto parts store. His grandfather started it back in the, I think it was in the 40s. But anyway, I spent a lot of time in San Clemente, man. Great place, great beaches.
Ned Plimpton saying, Adam, Levi, and Anthony, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see detailers making with their customers or potential clients? So that's a good question. My thing has always been customer expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Never promise too much to your customer. And because I was always of the same thing like you, I needed to make money. Mm-hmm. I was in this game originally to make money.
Detailing for dollars.
That's right.
That's right.
And the hard part was getting into a car, doing it for somebody, and then going, you know what? I'm just going to polish out this fender. I'm going to do this a little more for them. I'm going to do this. Next thing you know, you've got 3 or 4 hours and maybe you wasted on the car that you probably could have done another car for the same amount of money, but you did it all in one. And at that point, you get to a point, and that was the hardest thing I always had to teach my employees was they'd walk up to me and they're like, man, this car, it really needs a 2-step on it. And I'd say, doesn't matter. They're only paying for a wax job.
Yeah.
We're only putting wax on it. And what I would tell them is, hey, look, if you want to bump them to a paint sealant, feel free, and we'll skip just a normal Carnauba wax.
Yeah.
Paint sealant we can at least give them, but I'm not going to pay you to polish their car for them, you know, or unless you can figure out a way to do an all-in-one in a 20-minute time period that's going to take you to wax that car. And so a lot of them, that was just trying to stop them and go, look, this is what we're here for.
That's a really good point. And that's managing expectations is so cool, so critical. You know, what we like to do, so we do all the detailing for Barrett Jackson. Mm-hmm. So we're out there and we do thousands of cars a year for these guys. So people send their cars in. So we still do detailing, you know, but we only do it right now for people who consign their cars to sell at Barrett. So I was just there 2 weeks ago. People send their cars in that have been in their collection for however many years, and it's sitting in the back of their collection. And the reason they're selling it is because they don't look at it, they don't touch it, they don't drive it, right? So it sits in the back. Might get California duster every once in a while just to scratch it up really good. So it shows up and it needs everything. And now it's on us to tell the customer, help them understand, what does your car need? Yeah. What is your car going to need to sell for the maximum amount of money? For one, sell for the maximum dollar, or two, what's going to make you happy as the owner if you're not going to sell the car? What we like to do to help customers understand what it's going to take, we like to do a little spot, do a test spot, you know. And sometimes we have these cordless polishers, and we'll do a spot and go, okay, look, watch this, you know, clay. So first of all, Mr. Jones, feel that. What's that feel like? It feels like it's overspray. I don't know what it is. It's like, well, it could be overspray, it could be fallout, it could be tree sap, it could be all kinds of things. But bottom line, first of all, we're going to have to clay your whole car. And you pull out a clay bar and you spray a little detailer and you clay it and you show them, wow, that's a lot of work. Oh, yeah. Then you wipe it down. Now feel that. Oh, that's nice. But now look at, you still see the scratches? Yeah, I still see the scratches. Okay, well, then what's it going to take? Well, then it's going to take a compound, because you know the car you're working on usually. If it's a hot rod with who knows if it has clear coat or who has a single stage, that's a whole different subject. But 95% of the time, we're working on clear coat cars. We kind of know what we're going after. So you get a compound, you get a microfiber cutting pad out, and you polish, and you polish real slow, just to make sure they understand that this is a very deliberate and time-consuming process. I want to make sure and get this car perfect. I don't want it to kind of perfect. And you show them how much care you're going to give, and you just show them, okay, then you go to remove the compound, and then there's going to be some haziness there because it's a black car and it has like washed exclusively at the Scratch-O-Matic. Okay, then you come different pad, go over it again, looking, oh, that looks a lot better. You're like, you like that? Wait, watch this. Third pass. And you're only doing a 12-inch by 12-inch area, so you're not wasting this customers too much time. And then they see that, and they're like, oh, my gosh. How much to get my whole car looking just like that? I want my car to look just like that. You're like, well, that's going to take us approximately 21 man hours to do that. Between 20 and 25 man hours. Let's just go with 22 and a half man hours. Okay, how much is that? Well, we charge on average about $9.95 to do a whole car like that. And then when you're done, do you want to stay like that? Yeah, I want to stay like that. You're like, okay, well then a ceramic coating is going to be the best way to seal in that perfection that we just accomplished on your finish. But if you don't ceramic coat it, then that's going to stay good until you drive the car through the Scratch-O-Matic again. Now it'll take a while for it to get as scratched up as it is now, but and that'll add about another $650. You know, so now you're elevating a customer's expectations by showing them what perfect could be on their car. You're showing them, look at what you could do. You could get your car to be this perfect. And then you want to, this way you're helping them understand it. Or then they say, well, I want to spend $250. Okay, great. Can I show you real quick what $250 is going to look like? You just go up to their car, little detail spray, maybe a little bit of a paint sealant or a one-step thing. And you show it to them and you go, is this acceptable to you? And the guy has a silver car or the girl has a white car. Chances are, it's fine. But as soon as you get a dark color car with a lot of scratches, you know.
Well, and a lot of that is knowing the customer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you know you're going to do that job, try and get what you can out of that customer.
Right.
If you've got the gal who's got the sticker for the car wash down the street, and that's how she washes it, and she just needs it cleaned up, if you want to sell them a coating and a full correction, go for it. But know that next week it's going to be back to normal.
Right. Yeah. I think once people pay for a paint correction, especially on a dark car, it's a really easy sell to up them to a ceramic coating. It's like, listen, the ceramic coating is the greatest technological advance in detailing. Exactly. It's going to really keep your car from getting scratched. The other thing is education. Like you can't drive your car through the car wash anymore. We're going to have to do a slightly different thing. Do you have a car that you drive all the time in the winter in the slop? Yes. Great. If the weather is such that you're going to be driving in that, drive that car. Yeah. And then this car, keep nice. And you know what? And if you as a detailer don't offer, if you're not offering
maintenance packages,
washes, maybe you have someone who you know that offers a decent hand wash. You go, hey, go see this guy. This guy does a great job. Or this girl, see her. She'll do a great hand wash for you for $40. And it's $25 more than your Scratch-O-Matic, but you're not causing the damage. And on this nice car, you're going to keep it in one way.
Yeah.
You know?
What I did when I'd sell a customer on a coating, I would offer the first wash is free. You're going to come in. We're going to wash the car. It'll be the first. And I did it mostly as a coating check to make sure everything healed right, make sure everything looked right, make sure they didn't do anything to the car. And then I would tell them, hey, this is an appointment, but I need you here for this because I'm going to teach you how to wash your car. And I would teach them how to wash it. And two things would happen. I had products available in my shop that was for sale. And so they would go like, okay, I need all these things. I can do it. And then I'd make another few bucks on the sale of all the products. I'd have buckets. I'd have grit guards. I'd have soap. I'd have all the stuff they needed, towels, everything.
Smart, man. That's smart.
They would either buy stuff from me to do it, or they would go, yeah, I'm not going to do that. They would wash it and go, that's just not me. I can't do that. Yeah. And I'd go, well, I have these maintenance wash packages here. You can just come in. We'll wash your car on a Friday. I had loaner cars. I'd give it to them, and they'd go, well, okay, what's one of the 6-packs or the 12-packs cost? Yeah. And so either way, I would make extra money off the deal, but I had to get them in. I had to teach them how to wash the car make them decide.
Yeah. That's way smart, man.
And that was a lot easier.
Yeah. Tell you what, having that little detail kit, go, hey, listen, I'm gonna do a full detail for you. It's going to be $1,500, and then see this bucket full of all the different products that you need. I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to throw in this $100 bucket, and you're definitely going to pad your detail expense so that you definitely don't get hosed on your giveaway. But my gosh, and then you give them 16 ounces of each product, and then all of a sudden they run out. They're like, Hey, I need a gallon of that. Remember that car wash soap you gave me? I need a gallon of that. Those really awesome towels. I'm going to need like 4 more of those. I'm going to need this. You turn that customer into that.
Yeah.
And, if you do lose your customer to self-care, to them doing their own car, at least sell them the product.
Exactly.
Keep a little sliver of that business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other biggest mistake that people make, though, I think is a lot of times underpricing their work for the amount of time that some people put into it, right? And so I think for a lot of the mobile guys out there, or people just getting into it, right? Especially when they're mobile and they're just starting and they're going out to people's yards or wherever they're going to do that job, they have to remember that clock starts the second they start loading their vehicle, right? The clock doesn't start when they start washing the vehicle at the spot. It actually starts when they're loading their vehicle, the drive to the location, the time spent there, the time home, and the time unloading it, right? And I think a lot of people forget that. And so when they underprice their stuff and you do let's just say you do the $50 detail, right? You're competing with that. And the guy that says, hey, dude, I'll do a full detail on your car for $50 and I'll drive to you. And I'm like, okay, well, that guy must be counting on like a $200 tip because I don't see how he's going to make any profit from this. Yeah. He's going to pack up his stuff. He's going to spend $10 in gas, right? He's going to get there. He's going to use another $15 to $20 worth of product because chances are he's probably not learning to buy in concentrates yet or learning to buy in bulk amounts yet. Then he's going to blow through the product, drive home, probably pick up food on the way home because he's starving after that detail he just spent 3 hours on. And at the end of the day, he made $12.
Yeah.
For like 4 hours of work. And so that's another thing people have to remember. So don't underprice yourself and set the expectation of when you're going into a job, think about how much you're actually making out of it. Don't get hosed and don't, spend the day, wasting all of your product and all your time just to make a few bucks, right? Yep.
I'll give one more thought just because sometimes you need like a backstop, and that's, okay, you want me to detail your RV or you want to detail your boat or you've got you have a 1-ton black dually, right? And you do a spot for them, right? And the customer's like, oh, yeah, I want it like that. Okay, I estimate that this is going to take me 20 hours, but I'm not sure. I would like to say that I want you to have the outcome that you want, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer. I want you to make sure that you're getting the results you want. I charge $60 an hour. Or $80 an hour, or $20 an hour, whatever your hourly rate you think is. I would say there should be never less than $40 an hour.
Yeah.
And you just say, listen, I want to be reasonable with you. I want you to get the outcome you want. I honestly don't know how much time it's going to take me to do this thing. But if it's going to be perfect and you want it perfect, I'm going to work as efficiently as I can. I'm going to go as hard as I can. And I'm going to get it done in as few hours as possible. Yeah. But just to make sure that you get the outcome that you want, and I get paid the money that I need to get paid to do the job, can we agree on an hourly rate?
Yeah.
So if you really don't know what this is going to take, because a lot of times you get into a situation where you're like, great, I got a Prevost motorhome, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh my.
And you're looking, does this move? And they're like, nope, it stays right there.
Stays right there. Like, and you got this much room next to the fence to detail the whole right side of it, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that most people, especially if they really want perfection, and they want perfection. They're not trying to save money on this detail.
Yeah.
They want perfection. Most people are reasonable, and they're going to say, you know what, that's fair. You know what, I'll give you the $40 or the $60 an hour to go ahead and do this because if you don't know, let that be just come clean with people. People love that transparency. They love the honesty. I don't know what it's going to take me to do this, but I'll tell you what. I'll make it as perfect as I can, but since I don't have a set rate, I've never done anything like this. Let's just agree on $60 an hour.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a good backstop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. All right. Quick. We were actually gonna. Honestly, it's probably time to go to break.
Let's do a quick
right now.
break.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back. So we do a quick few-minute break. Mostly stretch our legs, go to the bathroom, and then we'll be back with more of your questions. Stay tuned.
Cool.
Oh, nice. The trailer.
So this is a trailer here. Hey guys, Anthony with the Rad Company, and have you checked out our Instagram? You haven't? You have. I'm not really sure, but it is arguably the most entertaining Instagram page of all time. It's hilarious. There's tons of cool towel posts and detailing products, and I'm not really selling this, am I? Not really? Okay, well, it's a really cool page where we post a ton of sale content as well as cool pictures of new products and new releases and kind of everything we do there. And we also host the Grand Ambassador program on there as well, which is our take on a sponsorship. Now, to learn more about the Grand Ambassador program, just check out the link down below in the description and it'll take you to one of the main pages that kind of talks about the program and what we do, but is ultimately our take on a sponsorship. And we've had plenty of Grand Ambassadors watching this show with you right now. So you can check out our Instagram in the links below. Make sure to check it out. Give us a follow. I think that you're really gonna like it.
Welcome to a promo for our new series called Satisfying Saturdays. Now, what are Satisfying Saturdays? Well, I'll tell you. They're a little bit of audio, a little bit of video, put together in a satisfying combination while we do some sort of detailing on the side there, you could say. It's ASMR adjacent. So it's not going to be perfect ASMR, but it's mostly just going to be sounds of brushes and foam and water and detailing products. Just a very satisfying combination of all the things you love about detailing without any of the, noise that you don't want to have in there, right?
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Something you can just relax to, put on in the background. I don't care how you watch it, I just care that you watch it. So, that's really all there is to say about it. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
Did you see that Dabbler giveaway? Yeah, that Dabbler Details giveaway is pretty incredible. Good cause, too. In a 2019 Grand Ambassador, Jamie the Cleaner got the main prize. That's pretty cool, eh? I think the best part overall was the Dabbler IG Live after the fact. We got Bucky VW on there giving away a shout-out, the J-Kid 007. We got Lex down in Florida giving away a hat, pretty sick. Then we got Mountain Town Detail Grand Ambassador of the year 2020 giving away a t-shirt and a hat. Unbelievable stuff, man. This IG Live, I think it's going to be a thing with us.
I don't know what happened. I don't think we were asked.
Yeah. All right, welcome back. That was
So did Alex Duar get a new camera? That looked
good.
It
looked really good.
It looked good,
Maybe
man.
upgraded his cell phone.
Maybe, I don't know, but that
Never
looked
know.
premium
You never
quality.
know. So
All right.
I need to pay the bills real quick.
Okay, what do we got?
Well, first things first, I don't know if you noticed down below, you guys can see, because I'm in the middle spot now. I don't know if everybody can notice, but I got my Brooks Hyperion Tempos on. Really enjoying them. They're comfortable. What do you got on, Anthony?
I got my Brooks. I don't know what these are, but these
Very
are pretty
nice. Wow. Really great job. That was awesome.
They're comfortable.
Now, I do need a drink, though.
Okay, what do you want?
I think I'm going to do the Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero Sugar out of the Pepsi New Air fridge. Oh. Adam, do you need anything?
Wow.
Are you good with the Voss water there?
Man, the Voss water is not bad. It's
Very nice.
That's what I call Gucci water right there.
Yeah. Well, thanks
That's
to
the
our
stuff.
friends at Pepsi for helping us out with all this. So
Is Voss a Pepsi brand too?
They are distributed by Pepsi.
Wow, Pepsi. Good for you. I thought Aquafina was like their
I know,
jam.
right? Yeah.
This is next level.
It's very nice. So, starting off the hour two, we got Dane's Backyard Rubbish saying what sort of graphene products are in the pipeline. We have a lot of our listeners have created alter egos of ourselves based on stories we've told in the past. So Dane was
That's
cleaning out his
funny.
backyard a couple weeks and found some random items in his backyard that he didn't even know he owned. And so that is
All right.
Dane's Backyard Rubbish.
That's pretty good.
So
pretty
what kind of
thoughtful.
graphene products are on the way? Anything that you can talk about?
I can't really talk about it.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go.
Sorry. I mean, we have some cool stuff. I mean, so we're revising. So our chemist is just, he's like one of those off the wall geniuses. His name's Chris. He's amazing. And we as soon as we finally release something, he's already working on a better one. So
That's good.
Coatings that last longer, soaps that are slicker, soaps that offer more hydrophobicity when you're done washing. Detailers like our graphene detail spray. There's a new one behind it always. I can just tell you this: if you're thinking about buying one of our graphene products, buy it like you buy milk. All right?
There you go.
Buy it and use it, and don't buy a giant tub of it. All right?
Gotcha.
You will be impressed with the next version. It keeps coming out better. It's kind of like the iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, they're $1,000, unfortunately, right? $1,000 is the cheap one, right? Maybe they're $1,500. Well, you know, you're sitting there going, okay, well, all right. And then as soon as yours starts to, get the glitches and stuff, you decide, okay, I'm ready for a new one.
Yeah.
Even though it's $1,500, but at least you get a little trade-in value for your old one,
Yeah.
right? A little trade-in value. If you want to send back your unused gallon of graphene detail spray, it's going to have very little trade-in value. Okay, so just remember that.
Yeah. That's
Buy
funny.
it like you're buying milk. There's a better one around the corner. There always is. The technology, it's one of those cool rides we're on right now. Technology-wise, the graphene technology is so great. It just keeps getting really exponentially easier to use. It gets quicker. It gets easier. All those things. That technology is really on fire right now. So
Just
There you
finding
go.
more ways to introduce the actual the graphene into a product, right? And trying to basically up the concentrates and up the just the whole experience, right? And so and it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. And so what do we have? We have a little Fox 37. So we're gonna have to do a power. Power answers here.
All right.
So this is when we're kind of behind on
One-word
time.
answers.
So 1 word, 2 word answers. Have you seen any difference in marring and results when using traditional clay bars versus clay discs? Will be polishing afterwards, but curious if you've seen a difference in these kind of products. Clay bars are always going to be the more aggressive approach. Basically it's just a different type of pressure that you're applying. Clay discs are going to be a light decontamination versus clay bars though. So,
But again, watch your pressure.
So if you're looking for, if you're going to be polishing afterwards, I would go with the traditional clay bar. I would go with the clay towel. I would go with the clay mitt. Clay discs are still fine, but I think more people are preferring the clay towels, clay mitts, and clay bars traditionally.
there you
Jesse or Jason, here we go.
Jason Cheatham, Adam, would you still hand out business cards today to earn business? And what would you recommend me do when I have 2 bigger shops in the area and it seems like I'm just non-existent at getting customers?
would I still hand out business cards today to earn business? Absolutely. Why not? I mean, it's something that people appreciate. Like, wow,
Still tactile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to detail my car. Right?
I want to detail my car.
there it is.
That's pretty awesome. That's
Very
a pretty neat thing. Now, the other things today that weren't around when I was there was Google reviews. Before and afters. When I think about detailing businesses, and I talk to people all the time that want to get into detailing, when you think about it, you think about what can you show that proves you're great at detailing? You show before and after photos. You always take before photos before the car is washed. Always take before photos before you polish a car. And you take your after photos. Take some during photos of the car after you foam lance it. Those are things that you can do to really just blow people's minds. But your new brochure that you're creating is an online brochure on your Instagram page, on your Facebook page.
Yep.
And those are your before and after photos. If you can go ahead and get those things, and then as soon as your customer is finished, your customer gets there, they drive away in their car. Okay. Mrs. Jones, I would love it. You have no idea. Your review is like my oxygen. I need you to give me a Google review. Would you please do that? I would love to give you a $25 gift card to hand to one of your friends for your review. I'll do anything I can. Just please take that time and give me the Google review, because that's what's going to set you apart.
Yep.
People are going to be looking online and going, I don't know, do I want Ricky? Do I want Johnny's detail? Do I want platinum detail? Who do I want? Well, who's got the most Google reviews?
Yeah.
Well, this guy's 4.9. This guy's 3 stars. He's definitely out. So before and after photos shows you know what you're doing. Google reviews show that you know how to take care of the customer.
Very
and
good.
it's a good way to go after those bigger shops too.
Heck yeah.
So,
Aaron's says, if I were charging a paint correction or paint enhancement service, using Uno Protect, how much should I charge? My plan is $420 starting price, $480 for large vehicle, little pickup truck, like pickup truck. Too little or top little. I would say that
it's pretty good, Aaron, for your age and where you're at in your area.
For an Uno Protect,
pretty decent. That's a one step.
But it's a one step. I'm assuming that he's still going to be washing, claying, and then hitting it with the all-in-one. So I would say if you can get $420, I think that's a perfect.
And at your age, that's a good amount of cash, man.
Yep. Ricardo B says, "What's up, TRC crew? When will that fancy new wash mitt Anthony used in the 400 be available? Adam just picked up your new foam cannon. Can't wait to try it out. Have a great weekend, gentlemen." I believe that the wash pad was their new Ultra Wash Mitt.
Ultra Wash Mitt wash pad.
Is that's not out yet? Right?
It's not out yet.
Not out yet, but it will be out soon.
We will let you know when that happens.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Until then, we're still teasing it.
Well, I'm glad you got the new foam cannon. I hope you're having fun washing. Hans Klozen, our friend,
the Netherlands, TRC super fan from the Netherlands. Hey, TRC brothers, I'm still kicking around in the Netherlands, still wanting a stroopwafel towel, though.
Ooh.
No, someday, man, someday. Jason,
I love stroopwafels.
Me too.
Yeah.
We love
Hans sends us so many of them.
Oh yeah,
it's empty, but because we ate them all. But we love our stroopwafels.
That's the
so
one.
our sister company, the Rag Company Europe, is based in the Netherlands, and so
nice.
stroopwafels are kind of our big thing. And then Hans is one of our fans that spans the world.
Yeah,
I got to give Hans my address.
Yeah, there you go.
Please send stroopwafels, Hans.
Jason Sheatham saying, I do have my business on Google certified. Recently became installer for Angel Wax, just not sure how to attract customers my way. My big thing I used to do, Jason, was Facebook. I would make a post on my personal Facebook page with pictures of some of the cars I've done and let people know that I'm taking appointments. And just don't add your prices. Just say, hey, need to get your car cleaned up for the springtime, for the summer. I mean, summer's coming. A lot of folks need to get their cars ready for road trips and things that they're getting ready to do. Do that. Take pictures. You will be amazed at how many of your friends call you to get a car done. And then do Adam's thing. Start taking before and after pictures. Post them. There is nothing that will sell a detail faster than a before and after picture of a dirty car.
Use tape.
Yeah.
Tape, do the blue tape trick, polish half of it, and then boom, you go really slow with your camera. You go from super scratchy, crappy, boom, to the tape line, and boom, perfection.
Yeah.
People
or a dirty interior for moms.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You get a mom and you show her car that was dirty to clean. They will call you just to get the interior done.
Amen.
That's
there you
it.
Go. Good point.
All right. What's next, Dane?
We have, let's see, moving on. Dane's moving around.
Dane's
we're getting
sick.
a little sick with how much you're moving.
All right. Who is you? Oh, well, I mean,
Dane, you got to pick one. Okay, here we go. So Grant, there we go. Says, happy Friday morning, boys. Nothing beats doing an OG 1960 AC Bristol by hand. Awesome.
Nice. Good work, Grant.
Next one here, we got Hans Klosen says, where did that dude in the middle go, though? Dane is behind the wall over here. Jeff C says, Adam, what is your worst detailing horror story from back in the day? Either a mistake that you made or a really difficult decision. We have a short period of time, so crunch it down.
Okay, 1986.
Yep.
I was 15 years old, and brand new 560 SL Mercedes-Benz. They wanted all of that silly yellow stuff off the engine. That's called cosmoline. Came later to find out, right?
Yeah.
So I scrubbed and sprayed and sprayed all kinds of heavy-duty degreaser on there and everything I could to try to get that cosmoline off, and I did not get any of it off. Instead, the car would not start.
Oh, good.
And the entire dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree. And I had to call the mobile Mercedes-Benz service. They came out in the Mercedes wagons. Remember the old diesel Mercedes wagons? Brand new 85 wagon or whatever. Came to the house. It was $300. They had to come to our house to where this car was, and I had to have them like flash the system and do all kinds of stuff to get it to start again. It was a bummer. So 80s cars, I always say, go light on the water in the engine compartment on 80s cars.
Yep.
Lots of computers, no waterproofing.
Yeah.
Very good.
There you go.
Dane's DJing behind the cameras. That is very true.
Neat pun,
and then my favorite, the Rug Company.
From
Thanks,
Despacito.
Bait Addict says, hi, Adam. Is there any chance you'll be in a YouTube how-to videos instead of the marketing team? Do you think that you'll be in the YouTube how-to videos instead of the marketing team? Always enjoyed seeing you explaining the process, what the video is about.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, whenever I'm asked, so a lot of the guys now, these kids, you see these gray hairs? So the average age of our customer is like 28. It's crazy. So we have a younger generation now, and we really do. And, I'm 50. So a lot of people are like, well, I was 28 when I started this business. The reality is a lot of people really connect with and find that the kids that are now working for us, kids, I say that, but they're half my age, they're kids, are really connecting with that customer better than I do these days. So there is that. So the reality is, will I be in more videos? Yes. We're talking about doing a full series again. So we used to do full series videos once every few years. I'd go do we'd go 3-4 days in a row, rent a house somewhere. And we did it in Scottsdale one year. Actually, that was 2015. We did it in Scottsdale. A few years before that, we did it in Florida on like that thing that's the main picture of this this actual thing. That was our big thing that we did at a Ferrari collection in Florida. And so we do a full thing, soup to nuts, how to do every single part of the detail. So we're talking about doing another one of those, and then you can decide, I want to watch the greasy Italian, or I want to watch the kids that are a little more hip and a little more cool. So, so probably is the answer.
Admin Iverson says, best practice for bringing rubber floor mats back to black without making them slippery. So you're giving them a deep clean. So you can use a tire and rubber cleaner. You can use basically anything that's designed for rubber. There's several great rubber cleaners out there.
And any of the interior cleaners are great because they don't leave slippery floors.
Yeah, they don't leave a slippery floor. So
greasy feeling.
I understand exactly what you're saying. So obviously you don't want to dress your floor mats. So trying to give them the best deep clean you can. And at a certain point, right, if you're chasing those floor mats for like hours and hours and hours, you might want to consider, depending how bad they are, see if you can buy a new set. You might save your time.
Easy.
Save that money and the time that you've spent trying to clean them. So just something to think about. Luke Burry says, hey, y'all, happy Friday Eve.
What's up, Luke?
And then William Quintana says, no wash Wednesdays and no satisfying Saturdays last week. I know. I'm sorry, William.
Sorry, man.
Hopefully soon.
We did shoot one yesterday. So
that is true.
New satisfying Saturday. All right, Dane, we're at the end of that page. If you could get me to the next one, that would be awesome.
Yes.
All right, Hans.
Adam's Tire and Rubber can be bought in the Netherlands.
Yes, you can pick it up.
I'm pretty sure we have a super good distributor out there. So
there you go.
Yep.
And then Mike Spina saying, hey, Adam, Levi and Anthony was wondering what the story was with the new Adam's Unicorn Soap. Thanks. Mike Spina is a fellow Coca-Cola enthusiast. Mike, you're going to have to go back to the beginning of the show.
We like
just
Pepsi
start
here.
Pepsi,
he likes
man.
Coca-Cola. It's a battle.
I thought this is a Pepsi house here. Okay.
It is a Pepsi house here.
All right.
And then Eric Alvarado, what is the durability or how long should Adam's CS3 last if applied on a new car?
I don't look at Adam's CS3 as something that lasts. I think that's something that's, it'll cause your water to beat on your car and it'll be great, but it's more of a maintenance product. I don't look at it as, you're not applying a full-on coating. If you apply it alone. Huh?
You're applying it and leaving it.
And leaving it alone, yeah.
You're going to apply it and use
I
it
love the
some more.
CS3. So I have like an old Porsche, and I love this thing. Yeah. I love old stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I use the CS3 on it all the time because, for one, it makes the dead bugs come off it really easy. It makes the surface so that the bugs don't stick to it very much. Yeah. But if I was to say park it outside, like at a airport for 3 or 4 or 5 days and expose it to the elements for a while, I wouldn't give it a rating of being protected, with a CS3. Whereas a coating, a polymer sealant, something like that, in that family, I would rather see a coating put on and then the CS3 used as something as a maintenance product. Now, if you're parking your car in your garage all the time, you drive it to work and you park it in the parking structure, at that point, you can really look and think about, okay, how long does it last? Well, it's going to last forever like that because you're parking your car, you're not exposing it to elements.
Right, yeah.
So, if I did the CS3 on my car, how many washes will it bead for? Probably 4 washes.
There you go.
Fair?
Yeah, sounds good. Luke Berge says, I'm currently dead inside because I just spent an unhealthy amount of money on my truck. But yes, I am physically alive. Yeah. Well, that's good, Luke. We're glad you're alive and kicking.
Join the club.
Aaron's, is there any reason to use something like a tire and rubber cleaner when you can use an all-purpose cleaner like Coach Shemi Green Star. Go back and listen to when we talked about all that.
that for about 15
And
minutes.
then Ridiculous saying, going to Ceramic Coat a couple new Harleys on Saturday. I don't have an hybrid. Can I hand polish with Optimum Hyper Polish and Compound? Also, big fan of Adam. Miss seeing your detailing videos. New TRC member? Question mark.
I'm sure he'll stop by from time to
How
time.
do they sell memberships here?
I know, right? We need to. So, yeah, you can hand polish that. It's just going to take you some time, man.
It's
just going to let you know.
Honestly, if you can fit, you don't have to have an hybrid to polish a motorcycle. If you can fit anything with a 3-inch backing plate on it, so a Harley tank, they're typically relatively big. I try to fit a 3-inch machine on there. I would check for pinstripes. A lot of times there's hand-laid pinstriping. I would check for any type of vinyl. Do a test spot. Do a quick run around. I would say on any bikes I've detailed, I typically start with the softest pad I can and work from there, right?
There you
And
go.
so watch for compound sling, because the second that thing slings off, it lands on any hot pipes. Now you have oil on the pipes because of the compound. The oil is within the compound. So make sure you're watching how much product you're putting on. Try to have control of the product you're using. And I would say that the hyper polish on a machine is totally fine. That would be a great product to use on that. And just clean up any residue, man, and just make sure that you're going over everything, because once those pipes start up and they get hot, things tend to start staining a little bit.
That's not good.
Watch the fingerprints.
I'd say one more thing. Take off the bags. The bags are all
Absolutely.
removable.
Yeah.
You can really get so much more access to the back of the pipes, to the rear wheel. So if it has bags, it seems like most of the Harleys I see these days are bagging, and just remove those. They're all removable. You can ask the owner how to remove them if you don't know exactly how to remove them. But
have him remove them when he drops it off.
That's
and
a great
have
idea.
him put it on when he picks it up.
there you go.
Then
That's
you don't
perfect.
have to worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brian Cal 77, what's up, Adam? Miss hanging out with you and the guys at the Anaheim shop.
What's up, Brian? I was just there. For an event a few weeks ago, and I'm going to be back there again soon. So I love going to the Anaheim shop. My parents live in California, so I have to go out there no matter what.
Very
Go out
good.
there and say, so I'll be back. See you soon.
Ed saying, I had a potential client ask me why his windshield was foggy and insisted he wasn't using silicone dash dressings. Any thoughts? The little trees, the ones that I love so much, and I'm one of those dudes that I load up my rearview mirror with about 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I let them, one dies, I
breaks
add
the
another
mirror
one.
off with how many damn trees are on that thing.
Those are notorious for off-gassing onto your windshield. The other thing is if it is a new windshield, new windshields as well, once they replace the seal and stuff, any of the new adhesives, those also will off-gas. So the windshield does have a tendency to fog up.
And I'd say new cars too, just period.
that too. New
Leather.
cars.
Leather is off-gassing always, perpetually.
time.
There's always that. And, use a solvent base like a glaze. Like we have stuff called Brilliant Glaze, and it cuts it. So use something solvent based to hit the inside of the glass, and you fully remove. You don't just use a glass cleaner. A heavy alcohol glass cleaner, like a super heavy duty one, that'll also do it. But if you use a solvent-based glaze on the inside of the windshield, that'll also cut for once and for good that hazing. It is very normal. Don't think for a second that you're causing the windshield to fog. There's all kinds of things that are causing the windshield to fog.
Yeah,
it's
and
not you.
It's not you, man.
not you.
Bait Addict, can megafoam be used in a bucket? Or meant to be used specifically in the foam cannon? I'm not sure if the lubrication's the same compared to the regular Adams shampoo.
Megafoam is so sudsy, it's crazy. So that's our top sudsing soap. Okay, so it's cool. I use it exclusively. So I use the Megafoam. I put a little bit on the wash pad, then I'll throw it in the cannon as well. But you can find yourself getting very, very high suds, so high lubricity too, with the Megafoam. So you can get great lubricity. Again, the whole idea of soap: reduce friction when you're washing. You want to make sure and just minimize the friction. So, and I was, talking about this, pressure washers and blowers. Use pressure washers because they take a lot of the dirt off the car without touching it. You touching it, you're scratching it. So the other thing with a blower, when you're done washing it, you go ahead and blow 80% of the water off the car. Guess what? Now you have that much less swipes with a towel. What landed in your towel while you're washing your car? Some little tiny speck of sawdust or something at your rafters onto your towel. Anytime that you can reduce touching, do it. So anyway, speaking of lubrication.
Luca saying, hey, TRC team, and Adam, what product are you most proud of?
Gosh,
You gotta
what
pick one.
product am I most proud of? What single product? Gosh, that's such a huge ask.
What's the first thing that pops into your head when you think of Adams polishes? When you think of the products that you like to use, or the thing that you just stands out to you the most? What is it?
for me, it's detail sprays, and I know it's the same for Anthony.
Yeah. Detail
you guys
spray is
really
it's a good one.
Done a lot with detail sprays.
That's a good one. Detail sprays is like such an obvious one. I would say the next most awesome product that I would say is just one that you kind of a must-have product that I blow through the fastest.
Yeah.
Crazy as it might sound, is our tire and rubber cleaner.
Yeah. Very good.
I just love black tires, and I actually don't even use tire shine.
Yeah.
I just like them black, so I get a black enough tire with that. And I just think that cleaning all the oxidation off the rubber around the windshield and all the black trim and everything, I just like that the most. So, if I was to get most proud, probably our new mini polisher, our Pro, has a removable cord, 25-foot amazing cord. That polisher is so awesome. It's so much technology packed into that thing, and I should say that. I'm sure if all my people at the company are going, Adam, talk about a polisher or something that's like massive, because it is a huge improvement for the money. It's a heck of a lot of polisher. Yeah. But I don't know. I blow through more tire and rubber cleaner than anything else.
Right on. Nice. Bait Addict says, Adam, where does the slick and slide fall in the lineup? Can it be used over a coated vehicle without affecting the coating negatively?
So yes, it can absolutely be. The slick and slide is crazy. So it's a super, super slick finish. So when you actually feel it, it feels slicker than any of our other detailers. Okay, it's the slickest feeling that we have. And it's got just this crazy surfactant that just makes it like, it's like, what? That's just crazy. Also makes it that bugs literally go around your car instead of slamming into it.
Starsky and Hutch over the hood, right?
Yeah. It's really that cool. So it's kind of a use every once in a while. I wouldn't use slick and slide all the time. I'm a guy who would use slick and slide once a month, because it's so much product. There's so much resin in that product, and there's so much solids to it that if you use it all the time, like our H2O Garden Gloss, one of my other favorite products.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
That's a cool product. Yeah, just takes the place of the drying, which is a nice idea. But the slick and slide, if you overuse it, it'll build up and it won't be as awesome. Yeah. So use it less frequently than detail spray, less frequently than waterless wash, less frequently than CS3. Use slick and slide when you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to a car show. I just want to see an obnoxious amount of shine and just make it just glow. Yeah. Then you use that.
And then your other option too, probably just use it as a drying aid with water still in the car, so it helps dilute it a little bit more, so it spreads it further, right, and prevents buildup.
There you go. Boom.
So Andre Bassick says, thanks Adam for the great products. I love using them and how much you care about your customers.
Nice.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you.
Mr. Trollin86 saying, what's up, TRC crew? Adam, great to have you on the podcast. Love strip wash and rubber and tire cleaner.
Very cool.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
Ryan Suderman, good morning from Garden City, Kansas. What's the difference between tire dressing and undercarriage spray?
So undercarriage spray is a full-on silicone spray. Okay, remember the olden days of the old tire shine that was like the blue, super
full
silicone.
Of hexane.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that people like a lot of dealerships. I don't know if they use it anymore.
Here in Idaho, we had a term called gypsy juice.
Gypsy juice. Yeah.
Say that on here,
I'm sure
Levi.
I can.
That is
but
not good.
No one's going to have a problem with gypsy, are they?
That would make them those specific detailers or dealers wanted everything covered in it.
They did, and then you'd see like all their. You look around, and after 2 days, you would see like just every single bit of dust and dirt and
attached to
plant and flower debris attached to the tires because it was so sticky.
Yeah.
So our undercarriage spray is not like that. It's of that family though. It's a pure silicone spray, so it coats your wheel wells, and it's cool that it dries matte, so it doesn't dry glossy. It dries to like a little bit of a matte finish, but I love putting it on the wheel wells of cars and trucks that have plastic.
Yeah, the plastic liners.
Full anymore lately it seems like there's a lot less of that. There's more carpet. But if you do have that plastic and it doesn't look as awesome and rich and dark as you'd like it, go ahead and undercoat it. I always put full on cardboard around that, because if that stuff slips on your garage floor, look at me. You'll slip. You'll die.
Oh, man.
That's it.
There it is.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
It'll
be deadly.
All right.
So anyway, bottom line, entire shine, very low silicone, and it's a totally different product. It's a thick cream. You spray it, you rub it on there, and it also finishes off. If you spray it and leave it, it'll be shiny. If you spray it and wipe it, it'll kind of give it a nice dark, a dark satin kind of finish to it. But very different products. One is meant to spray and leave. On Dodge wheel well inserts, it runs in streaks. I don't know why, but on Ford and Chevy, it does not. On Toyota, it does not. So if it does give you any streaking where you do that, grab a clean sponge, finish it off, and the undercarriage spray will be
We
finished
all know
off.
we don't really care about the Dodge owners.
What's
so.
that supposed
What?
to mean, man? Hey, man.
Dude, Mopar forever.
Mopar, no car.
1500.
Do you
I got
guys?
it's a 2001. It's mint. It was an ex-forestry service truck.
Really?
And I got it for free. And
Is it
so
green?
It
No,
was
it was
green.
green.
It was. It used to be green. They repainted
silver,
it.
Single stage.
I wish.
Single stage?
Yeah, I wish it was still that mint green though. How cool would that be?
It
Man?
was
just
just
a
actually be
Bronco.
really cool if it was. mint green.
Oh,
Yeah.
a Bronco just sold on Bring a Trailer that was that mint forestry green, just so
Yeah.
cool. And the guy had painted just the middle stripe down the side, like you know how they did a lot of the two-tone Broncos and stuff.
Yeah.
Just they painted just the middle of it white and left the rest of it mint.
How
What a
crazy.
cool!
That's rad.
Took a huge number on Bring a Trailer.
That's
Oh, I
crazy.
bet.
Mike B says, "Hey guys, this weekend I don't even know what to do with myself. No work trucks, just an E-Class Benz
Oh, man,
and an
what a
Infiniti
weekend for
Q70.
him,
I
man.
know.
He's
Just
been
want to
busting
thank
his
y'all
butt with
for the
those
tips and the
trucks.
tricks you guys share. No problem, man.
Thanks, man.
Ernestus Zillis says, "Hi, I'm 13 years old. I am from Lithuania. There is no such company in my country like Adams Polishes, and I won't start detailing business.
I want
what
to start a detailing business. What
want-
should I
or
do?
want- Yeah.
Well, you're in the right place to start, Ernestus. So there's a lot of one of the great things is there's a lot of detailing groups, a lot of forums. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. You can literally start watching. You know, when Adam and I started, we didn't have videos to teach you how to do it. We didn't have guys on the internet to ask a question to. It was literally you learned from the person that taught you.
Yeah.
And
Had mistakes.
maybe you met another detailer that you could go, hey, I got a question for you. You ever had this problem?
Yeah.
But that was rare because you didn't want to talk to another detailer because you didn't want them stealing your tricks and secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're in the best spot for that. And man, with the advent of the internet and YouTube and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would
you've
Google
got a
car
ton.
care products Lithuania and
Yeah.
see what comes up because I'm not sure we have a distributor in Lithuania, but I think that there
think
probably
there
are.
are.
There's local companies making products in Lithuania. There's a sizable market there, so you have to be able to get something there. And for you, you know, when you're just starting off, you don't want to pay a ton of money in shipping.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just starting off, you're just going to get what you can get your hands on. I know when I first started off, I'd go to the auto parts store and buy whatever I could get my hands on.
I was
A lot
using
of
what
times
my dad had in his garage. Some
Yeah.
of them were 20-year-old chemicals.
whatever you can get your hands on. But when you're starting off, I mean, it's like, and then as you keep going, and by the way, at 13 years old, man, you're rocking it for getting after it right now. Good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, get what you can get. Find local products that are available to you that are easy to accomplish. Because I don't want to see you start detailing, you just start making your first few bucks, and you spend a giant percentage of that on shipping.
Yeah.
I would say even though it's not our products, I would love to see you get something that you can find local so that you can go ahead and get detailing and not be waiting a whole long time for products to get delivered to you.
There you go.
Jason here coming in says, who has used Purchase Adams 2.0 pressure washer? All I can say is thank you, Adam, for the upgrade from the first one. I love the 2.0. Use it every day. Next is the Pro version once I can get the money. Right
Cool.
on, man.
Right on. Thanks. Those pressure washers are cool.
Sorry, Adam. Adam Pitale, it's been a long time. Continued success, my friend.
Paul. I know Paul. What's up, buddy?
And then Ryan saying, Adam, why did you move to Boise?
Oh, great question. So Boise, my wife is from Twin Falls, Idaho.
Just a couple hours away.
A couple hours away, like 5 hours away. It's a couple more than a couple hours away. And so when we met, we were living in California. We moved to Colorado, and she just kept getting pregnant over and over and over again. So we have like all these kids. There's something in the water in Colorado.
Definitely, yeah.
I know what happened. But anyway, we finished having our family, and my role in the company as the person who needs to be in that building all the time at our headquarters became less and less relevant. So I was able to be, all I needed to be as close to an airport.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and by the way, I'm a Christian. I'm a pretty conservative guy, and our family we're pretty conservative Christians, and Boise just has a very conservative Christian kind of base, and it's something that really feels good for us to be here. My pastor moved here from Colorado.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
interesting at Foothills Church here, Harvey Friesen, and it just happened to be that everything was just going that direction.
Yeah.
And it was just it was time. Great Christian schools here, and that's a big that's a big thing. We've got a 12-year-old, 12, 10, and 7-year-old. So we got all three in great schools here. So
Very
it's
good.
just
Nice.
an environment that we feel is really wholesome
Yeah.
and a great place to raise kids.
Well, and you're in Boise, which is always a good time.
Yeah.
I've been born and raised here, 41 years.
Really?
I grew up not even half a mile down the street, and I started detailing half a mile that way.
This place is on fire, isn't it crazy?
It's getting nuts.
Boise is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, real estate values have been up like 40% this year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You guys got here at the right time.
We did, yeah. And there's some crazy politics going on in California that's just chasing people out of there, and there's a lot of things a lot of reasons that Boise's really growing. Some of the other states are literally chasing the residents out.
We're glad to have you here in Boise.
We're glad to be here, buddy. We love it.
Jason saying, Obsessed Garage, test out the new Adams pressure washer and the Pro version. I want to see your opinion on both of them. Jason, you're asking for a question or a Obsessed or
he wants to see
if
Matt's going to take a baseball bat to the new one.
We'll see what happens.
He might. Yeah,
you never know.
Matt takes a baseball bat to a lot of things that we love in life, and that's got to just be okay.
Yeah.
Detail Dude PL, he says, Adam, I don't think we understood each other completely. My coating is just fine. It's just been recently applied in January. My concern is that I saw it used by the same guy, and it felt. You're going to see a lot of things on YouTube, Detail Dude.
And he did say, though, he did keep his paint naked before he applied it.
Then you should be fine.
Yeah,
let it run. You already know how to maintain it, and give us the feedback, when you can. So Gary Jowett says wax or ceramic coating. Adam, I prefer wax because of its non-permanency, and some people do.
I think it's like a lot of guys. Let's say a lot of guys or girls. Let's say you have a hot rod and you exclusively drive this car to Cars and Coffee and back, and you don't want to put anything permanent on it. You just want, or you have all original paint.
Yeah.
Like you have all original paint from 1972, or 1955 or something crazy, a full, you don't want to do anything permanent to your car. You just want to put some wax in there, which is going to last 1 to 6 months, and 1 to 6 months being 1 month if it sees any elements, and 6 months if it stays entirely inside your garage. So so the wax, easy on, easy off, but really it's going to be how much water is touching your car, how many elements are going after your car. If you've got elements, if you've got sun, if you've got water going after your car, and you have paint that's modern paint, ceramic coating all day long.
Yep.
Makes it so much easier to wash, easier to dry. But if you want to keep your old perfect paint that's got some sort of original patina that you want to keep for perfect and original, go for wax.
Yep. Cool. And I always say, I have kids, you have kids. I don't know about you, but my 7-year-old will drive his Hot Wheel car down the side of my wife's car.
Yeah.
I ceramic coat my stuff because of the fact that I coat interior products. I coat the exterior because it makes it easier on me to clean it.
Yeah, that's smart.
And it's just peace of mind. So
You're
think
right.
about that as
make
well.
me afraid to have kids someday. So
kids are awesome.
We have
go with it.
Brad Payne. It says, "Nice meeting you yesterday, Anthony and Levi. You did great work on my 65."
Thanks, man. We had a 65 Chevy K10 short box in here yesterday.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Anything that starts with K. I'm a 4-wheel drive guy. I love the K10.
It was beautiful, and he had it, and that was I think it was a 20-year-old resto on it, or 30-year-old resto on it.
What color was it?
It was a burgundy with some pinstriping all over it, but it was a beautiful little short box.
Yep.
But it had been in his family for years, and he ended up buying it from a family member and keeping it, and he kept it just the way it was. Had center lines on it and had some 33s on it, 12 and a half. But I mean, it was perfect. It was a perfect truck. So
that's awesome.
Our own Nate Schrum,
Next Day
Nate, pro photographer here and web development here, says awesome Q&A, guys.
Thanks man.
Nate. And then Ken Jeeper says, just bought and received the Adams Angle Wheel Woolies. Woo-hoo. That's a lot of W's right there.
All right. Thank you.
And George Zapata saying, thank you for putting our towns on the spot. Dana Point and San Clemente, they're the best places.
Amen, George.
JWL learned so much from watching Adam's videos or channel over the last years. I never miss his winter prep videos, but the one he goes back to meet people he did life with years ago was priceless. Thanks.
Thank you.
Ken Jeeper, sorry, you want to say something?
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I went back and did the tour of gratitude.
We did. I did see that.
Yeah,
it was very
so I went back
filmed.
and thanked everybody who
Dude.
people that brought no one gets there alone, right?
No,
Everybody somebody helps you, and a lot of people helped me. A ton of people helped me.
Yeah.
And I went and visited, and I made it very, determined effort to go after the people that helped us get to where we've gotten, and just to stop and interview them and say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you. And and some people we were able to give give them a check and say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you. So the tour of gratitude went around and just said, man, you are a huge influence in my business. And people that used to work for me that no longer work for me.
Yeah.
But they filled such a critical role. Yeah. So we went out and did that, and it was just felt so right.
Well, after seeing those, I'll say it caused me to look at that and go back 25 years and see every single thing that's made it. And I know that, even just stuff that Anthony and I have done in the last 5 years. Yeah, it made me look back and think of those things and go like, man, if we didn't have this, if we didn't have that, if we didn't have
things line up, for a reason, right?
Oh yeah, God's plan, man. It's God's plan. You gotta. But man, when people help you get through a milestone, over a hump, and you look back and you're like, my buddy Garrett Glava, when I graduated college, I had nowhere to live, and I was like, all I had was student loan debt. That's all I had to my name, right? Yeah. And man, he let me help him manage a 27-unit apartment building in LA, and we managed this place, got to live there for free, and just detailed everyone's car inside this building, and like, what a guy. Without Garrett Glava, it's like I would have literally been really in deep water, and now he's moving here and we're helping him find a place for his business. So it's cool.
Yeah. Ken Jeeper saying, I thank my detailer for coating my car, but also introducing me to O&R, which led me to the Ivan and TRC vids, and then down the rabbit hole from there.
That's how it happens, man. Mountain Town Detail, who is our Grand Ambassador of the Year for 2020. So he's the person that stood.
He was our best
stood
Grand
out
Ambassador.
above, went above and beyond being our sponsored person, right? And so he wins he basically
won a
big
prize
giant
back.
grand prize, right?
That's
and
cool.
so he is kind of well known as our
everything.
one, Grand Ambassador of the Year. He says, when is the Mountain Town Detail spray coming out? It smells like fresh cut pine, I hear. So he's actually he's a big fan of Adams as well, and so he has a lot of Adams products in his garage. And so
let me just tell you what, it could happen.
You never know.
It could happen.
It could.
We're big on mountains, and we're big on pine.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
And special editions.
Ron Ayotte says, I find that a lot of people who have the expensive cars want it done for next to nothing, and that's very true. Yeah.
I push the skip button.
There you go.
Say no thanks. You know what? If you want it done for next to nothing, then guaranteed you're going to be dissatisfied when I'm done, no matter how hard and how perfect you get it.
Yep.
Like I tell people to avoid. Sometimes it's like, it's so nice. Detailers want to only do exotics.
Right. No.
It's like sometimes that customer, no offense to the exotic owner, because you know that you're a nice guy, Mr. Exotic Owner. But if you're one of those other kinds of exotic owners who sit there and nitpick every single thing, you cannot make your detailer cannot make you happy regardless. It's like, you know what? If someone starts like that, they start with being, oh, well, that's too much money. It's like, well, then you don't value my service. You're not going to value my time. You're not going to value what I'm going to do for you. So if you don't mind, I'm going to keep on going, and I'm going to catch you next time. Thank you so much.
There you go.
This spooky guy says, my God, I was about to leave the stream for a bit until I saw how dramatic that trailer was. Truly amazing. We hope you guys like it. So we do have we do this fun thing, Adam, to where we
get super chats. So like how Matt put $20 for a super chat for a 90-day period, we collect those super chats that folks put in for this. We take that money, and what we do is we feed Dane, because Dane jokes about how he doesn't like chain restaurants. He only likes mom and pop places. So we'll buy him lunch at a chain restaurant. We had enough one day. We did Ruth's Chris. Yeah. We had enough one day. We went and did Cracker Barrel. We had enough. We did. So we do those. So
I got to put $20 in the till for poor guy. The poor guy to eat Ruth's Chris.
So we did that. Oh, look, we're getting a super chat from
$20.
Pitale right there.
I want to see this guy eat.
It goes in the pot, and by the pot I mean the Pepsi fridge.
That's right.
So this one we did. Anthony said, I make some mean Portuguese beans.
I'm 50% Portuguese. It doesn't look like it, but I am.
And that's DNA tested. I'm only 8% Mexican, even though I was raised half Mexican.
Really?
So, but he is 50% Portuguese, and so he said, I'm going to do Portuguese beans for you, Dane. They're going to be delicious. Don't worry. And Dane was like, I'm not a big, I don't like people making me food.
Not so much in the frijoles, huh?
Yeah. So that's what we made. So we made an episode. So we make these episodes of a video called Dane Reviews, and it's a Dane food review. And this time today after this Q&A, that's what we're premiering. So
do we have any more of the frijoles here? Do we have any more?
Oh, we wish. We went by so fast. They were so good.
I made a pot this big, right? They cleared it out in 1 hour. I couldn't believe it, right? And and everybody was dipping in. We went through 4 baguettes, right? between
There's
7
nine
people,
of us,
right?
8
Nine
of us here. 9 of
we
us
went
here.
through 4 baguettes. We went through a whole entire pot of beans, but the beans had, the beans, the linguiça, had a little bit of everything mixed in.
It was good.
And it was almost too good. I should
Wow.
say, not to brag. But
Well, I hope to come back, and next time I come back, I'm kind of I want to sample the beans. You know.
you got it.
So Alex Duar saying, yes, the new camera was procured. Need that crispy Canadian video content. Well, good job, Alex, on that new camera. Eric Alvarado, what is the durability or how long should Adam CS3 last if applied on a clean vehicle that is
I
brand
think
new?
we already touched that one.
We
We
touched
already
it
hit it,
up.
man.
So
Yeah.
about 4 washes. Neil White says, happy Thursday. Love Adam's products.
Thanks, Neil.
And
Thank you.
then Hans Kosen says, Adam, ask Levi my email address.
It's in their file about me. I'll make
Oh,
it
yeah,
happen.
he's gonna go.
Waffles. Yeah.
Get you
My
some
man,
scoop
dude. Thank you very
Kirby
much.
Thompson saying afternoon to the TRC crew and Adam too. Thanks, Kirby. Appreciate it. Alkaline Trio saying, I remember Adam's collection of historical detailing products and gear. Super cool stuff.
Very
I
cool.
have
Thanks,
a crazy
Dan.
collection
You
of
do.
old detailing stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, tell you what,
Andre.
talk about humility. I have literally, I got to believe that I have the largest collection of old car wax and
You
detailing
probably
products.
do.
I probably do. I probably have thousands. And that's because I used to drink a ton, and I was living in my warehouse for so many years, and I used to just get on eBay and just every single time I saw any car care product, I'd buy it, or
Oh,
bid
wow,
on it.
yeah.
But it was like, these are like $4, $11, $6. They weren't like expensive.
Yeah.
But the thing that I love about seeing that, and the thing that I always kind of kept that perspective is all of those companies, almost every single one of them are gone now.
Yeah.
And all these chemicals came, and all these brands came and they went. Every one of them. In like the olden days, like I have these cool turtle wax tids with like the 1978 Chrysler Cordova on it. And they used to date everything, copyright 1978, corduroy, it's just cool. But, and turtle wax is in a different place. Maybe they've come back again. But all of these, 99% of those brands are all gone. And I thought, gosh, as we grow our business and we walk straight, we make sure just do ridiculous things to make sure to keep those customers satisfied because we could be one of these guys. I got 5,000 different little samples of companies that came and boom, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's not who is on the top is not always on top. You know, you'll see companies come and go, and we in this industry, you guys have seen companies come and go like crazy.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
And so one fun thing we did is a couple of years ago we went to the Simonized Garage, and we went and checked that out, and
They
that
have
was
the same thing. They have every product
they
that
have
they've
all
made
of their old
for over
school
100
stuff,
years.
and
up
I'm
there.
talking like rusty cans, and it's so cool to see these things. It's awesome. So it's definitely an aesthetic that can look good, especially if displayed right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Andre Bassick says
Nobody's cooler than Adam.
cooler than Adam.
Wow. Tell my kids that and my wife that too. Thank you.
Lori Gravel saying 69 years old here. Do I have to remove my old wax in my car before putting Adam's silicone on it?
Maybe you're thinking the ceramic coating. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that might
maybe
be
that's
what
what you're
you
thinking, Laurie. So I would say if you're gonna before you put another layer of protection on your car, I definitely recommend that you wash. Give it a quick clay, whether it's a clay mitt, a clay bar, and then polish. 79 is not, you're not like super over the hill. We have 90-year-old customers that are out there polishing away. So there's absolutely, don't think that you're like too old to polish. You can definitely do that. But I would do a quick polish before you go and apply the next level. If you want to go to the next level of protection, like a ceramic coating.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then it says, addendum to her question, what's
difference?
the difference between ceramic and silicone? Basically, they're the molecules and the ingredients that you're putting on the vehicle.
Yeah.
A lot of protection products had silicone, and one of the newest ones is a silicon dioxide. It's still technically part of that same, it's just a different chain of how those polymers are attached to each other.
Yep. And we could get real crazy scientific on you, but really the bottom line is that if you really want the best possible protection, with the ceramic coating, what you're going to have is basically you're putting liquefied glass. It's like an extra layer of clear coat on your car, and by doing that, it just makes it wash easier, dry easier, and scratch less.
Yep.
So those are the most layman's terms I can come up with for making it easier to live with your car. When you got it ceramic coated, my gosh, do the plastic, do the glass, do everything. It makes it so much easier to wash, so much easier to dry, and it shines like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. We got Brad M says, what is the best way to strip a car of Turtle Wax ceramic spray? If applied a month ago, I want to go full ceramic. So for this, you can use, I'd probably highly recommend using a strip wash, something that has a higher pH, so you can go with something that's like alkaline based. So after using a strip wash, I would honestly, if it was me, regardless of whether or not you think it needs it or not, I would do a light polish. A light polish will typically remove a lot of that old product. So just, you could take a really light pad, you could take a light polish, skim over everything, use a new paint prep of whatever coating you're planning on using, and then simply recoat, and you should be good to go.
There you go. Dave Morrow saying, good day from Australia, guys. Good day,
Good
sir. Arpaz saying, hello, TRC crew. And Adam, Arpaz here from Chicagoland, enjoying another great Q&A. Between the raindrops, shine on. Thanks, man.
It never rains in Chicago.
No, never. And there's no wind there either, right?
No, never.
So we've got 15 minutes left, and we're 30 minutes behind. So, Brad M., is there a real difference between the spray ceramic and a full ceramic if I reapply the spray ceramic every 3 months? At that point, it just depends on how you're caring for the vehicle, where you're parking it, how it's living. Really, it's all in how you care. If you're one of those guys that you need it,
it's every 3 months. It's going to be consistent protection. If that's the route you want to go, then so be it. It's pick your poison and go with it.
Yeah,
I love the ceramic spray coating. I don't even touch. I don't ever touch any longer the full potent ceramic coatings. It's just for the. I don't try for a multi-year protection. I'm not interested in a multi-year protection. I'm going to repolish my car at least once a year. I'm not going to be okay with the scratches that are for sure going to happen after 52 washes. I'm 100% chance going to polish it again. People like, I want to upgrade my protection to 7 years from the 5 year. You're like, oh my gosh, why? Are you never going to polish your car again? It's like, that just seems so crazy to me. The idea of a 5 or even 3 year protection, like we have stuff that we've coated many, many years ago, and it still rejects water like crazy. Beads, it's great. However, it's stuff that never gets touched.
Yeah. No,
so
exactly.
Why bother? If you drive your car and you enjoy your car and you wash it and you dry it, you're going to scratch it. That's the way life goes. Even if you have a ceramic coating, you're still going to scratch it. That's the way life goes. You're going to want to polish it. Why? Well, for one, it's therapy. Yeah. It's one of the greatest things in the world. You polish out your car, by the time you're done,
feeling good, looking good, and Airborne saying, when is TRC going to release a microfiber apron for when you're doing all that polishing, for when you're taking on? We haven't done it yet.
I don't know. The thing is that the apron, I don't want to get confused with a cooking apron on my next cooking show, because microfiber probably is
probably
slightly flammable,
flames.
and I don't want to, I don't want to lose my eyebrow here. So Kevin53 says, hello, guys, wish a good week. Weekend. Hello, guy. What the heck? Hello. Wish a good week to end. See, so Adam, we're not dyslexic here.
Yes.
Sometimes when we read these things, it is genuinely
hard to read.
To read.
I think a lot of times,
to all of you.
And I think a lot of times you're probably reading from people who might not be in the USA.
Yeah, of course,
you're writing, that's the way that would sound if you were to say it out. However, weekend is one word. So it's hard to, it's one of those things.
Autocorrect, all that stuff.
Autocorrect, there you go.
Thanks, Kevin. Amon18. Hey, guys, on your detailing videos, you use a pressure washer. How do you get that perfect thin stream of water coming out of the nozzle? And one for Adam, can we buy our products in the U.S. or the UK? Yes. So the thin stream of water coming out of the nozzle, it's always a fan because it's got a tip on it. If you're thinking of when we were like, take the tip off and we're pouring it in, that might be what you're thinking of.
Like filling the bucket style, remove the tip and just fill your bucket or do something like that.
I think that's what he means.
The pressure washer is still on when that's happening.
Yeah, it's a Krenzla.
You look at those tips, they're interchangeable. So you can have, and you look at some are like this,
0 degree,
some like this, like 10. This, like this, and that's how your spray pattern is going to come out.
Yeah, it's a different tip.
So Brian Mueller says here, have a black plastic dash with some white marks. Not sure if it's some kind of scratch or mark, but bought it used. In terms of aggression, from least to most, what are some good ways to try and fix it? So on the dash fan, that's pretty hard. I would say to try to take an APC or try to take an interior cleaner, go over it, see if you can remove any of it. If the scratches are deep to where the plastic has lifted and basically you can see the change in which that is on there, you could try to cover it up with a dressing. It just, when it comes to an actual gash and a scratch,
it's a repair at that point.
Yeah, if the white marks could be, sometimes you get lucky with a magic eraser.
Yeah.
You know,
I've
gotten lucky with that. Like, I can't believe that worked. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that was a lucky break.
Yeah. So sometimes it works out. The VLB brush is also pretty good.
Yeah,
at
VLB
removing
does
some
a great
scuffs.
job.
It's just if it's in the plastic, you want to do time for that sun to fade that area to hopefully eventually just kind of blend that in. Caden March says that blue is called True Blue by dealers in Boise now. Absolutely hated getting it on my hands.
It's actually that's True Blue was the Mark V product.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a Mark V product from back in the day called True Blue. William Quintana, my steering wheel is so shiny and caked with film of oil, grease, lotion from over the years. ColorLock Mild Cleaner did nothing. Any suggestions? Yes, go up to the ColorLock Strong or make sure you're using a brush, man.
Yeah,
you really need to scrub that stuff. It should have no problem. If you're in the strong using Strong Cleaner, it'll break that off. You can also use Express. And then microfiber towels and scrubbing that wheel.
Yeah, do you guys have a scrubbing? We have called a utility towel.
Yeah.
So it has like the woven kind.
Oh, we don't
Acts
have
like a
that
little
style, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, we have a scrubbing mitt. It's
Scrubbing
killer.
mitt.
It's
There
a
you go. We have
scrubbing
those.
mitt for interior, and it works fantastic.
Amen.
Here
Sheldon
we go.
Klassen saying, "Hey guys, can I apply EXO right after CSL, or is there a cure time?" No, you can literally apply EXO right after applying CSL.
From your starting point. Yeah.
Dirty Devil Detailing. Hey guys, Adam was curious about the shelf life of your graphene coating. Also, thanks for the great customer service.
Thanks, Dirty. So the graphene coating, you know, we've had it in our deal for years now. We've gotten into it, but recognize that the technology entirely is probably 3 years in, including all the very, very first versions. So, you know, I could say, oh, it's going to last at least 3 years. Well, that's because the stuff that we have in our shelves is still alive and well. I think part of it is storage. Make sure that you keep that cap on real tight. Make sure you keep it out of the sunlight, and it should hold up for a really long time. Keep it from the temperature, 45 to 85. That's your degrees.
Perfect. David M. Looks like you can get McGuire's, Sonax, and Gion in Lithuania, if that helps.
All
Good
right,
idea.
there you
Thanks,
go.
man, for helping him out.
That's just Google.
Brian saying, Adam, amen, brother. And,
Amen, Brian.
and then Neil White says, my favorite band, Built to Spill, is from Boise.
Nice.
There you go. The company that makes the merch for Built to Spill is the same company that makes all of the Rag Company merch.
Oh, wow.
You guys have good merch, by the way.
Thank you. We tried.
Nice merch.
It's solid. It's hardy. It lasts a long time.
It's comfortable.
It's not the most elaborate. We're not the best designers here, but you know what?
We have fun when we do it.
We have fun when we do it.
Amen. You got good merch.
Airborne. That's wonderful, Adam. God bless. Neil White. Adam, thanks for being bold in your faith. It's very nice of you, man.
It's my honor.
Eric saying, hey guys, Adam, is there a tool repair program? My swirl quiller 15 millimeter needs a repair. Would like to get that fixed if possible.
Yes, there is. And depending on what's wrong. So a lot of the time what goes bad is the cords or the backing plate. So if you wrap the cord really tight and you wrap it up, that'll just snap the edge of the cord out, and so those are the two things that seem to go wrong mostly. If you've done like 1,000 cars with your polisher and you're ready to replace the brushes, that 15 millimeter came with a spare set of brushes. But tell you what, the guy that runs our customer service, his name is Charlie. The guy's magic. He's so good.
Nice.
He's really amazing.
Give him a call.
Yeah, 866-965-0400 or orders@adamspolishes.com and just say, hey, I got this issue. If you could do a quick video of it, maybe like, hey, it's making a funky sound, or the cord is doing this or doing that. Give us an idea of what it is, because then we can say, okay, let's make it right. But we have, it's rare that people say, your customer service stinks. You really didn't do me right by that.
So,
we'll probably make it right for you.
All right, we got 2 minutes. So 05 on 20 is proud of you for being strong in your faith. Caden March is the TRC shop open for walk-ins. Just got accepted the business program. Need to get some new stuff with the nicer weather. No, it is not. But on the website, you can do a pickup in store, and you can hit up Anthony and I, and we'll give you a tour of the media building.
Yep.
By the way, you should see this place.
It's pretty big.
I mean, this place is impressive. They really did a great job. What you can see right now, what you guys can see is nothing. This place is the stuff that you can't see, like over there. See where my hand's pointing? No, you can't. It's awesome. Everywhere you look, every detail. There's cool posters everywhere. There's
go.
some chick over here. I mean, there's really this place is really well
Thank you,
done.
man. We
Good
appreciate
job.
it. We've had a lot of fun decorating it.
Yeah.
So
You should check it out. So,
Laurie Gravel, what's the best product to use in my car for northern Wisconsin as far as keeping the salt off my vehicle? Frequent washing. Salt's always going to be a problem. You're going to want to find something to dissolve that, like an all-purpose cleaner or a higher pH soap.
Yep.
Key is just keeping it clean. Tom says, Caden online only right now. However, you can select in-store pickup. Mike B, TRC, and Adams, please don't ever change your hoodies. They are by far my favorite hoodies to wear.
tough.
Well,
we change our hoodies all the time. Keep adding new ones too.
There you go. Late to the live. Adam, what's your daily and weekend rides? We got like a minute left. 30 seconds.
Well, so lately I've been driving around because the weather's been awesome. I have one of those little Porsche Speedsters, like 1989.
Nice.
They did that just 1 year for that exact car. All original. Only the guy that I bought it. I'm the second owner. The guy fully freaked it out. Put a chip. Put an aftermarket exhaust and an intake. So I was like, no one freaks those cars out. They're like, they're kind of a little bit spendy. It's kind of a cool car, but mine's hopped up. And then 72. I got a 72 Bronco. That's really, really cool. All original paint, all original interior, orange with orange and orange plaid.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Super crazy. 55 Chevrolet Napco 4-wheel drive conversion. Kind of a cool ride. It's got a few modern touches, but it's still old and kind of cool.
Rad.
But then I just freaked out for the first time. My first car was a Toyota 4Runner, and I had that and a Mustang, 65 Mustang when I turned 16. But the 4Runner was kind of my dad's. But just for the first time, I just bought a Toyota Land Cruiser.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
I like those. And just our guys at Toy Tech, Toy Tech, the guys that freak out just freaked out and fully updid a Toyota Land Cruiser. And that is a cool car. Talk about a
rad.
beefy, well-built car.
Yeah.
Couple 3-inch lift now with a big set of tires and a hidden winch.
Nice.
I don't know, something about tricking out cars. My wife just
She doesn't understand
what's wrong with you? I'm like, I got these issues.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, how are we doing? But basically, we are at 4 o'clock, and we're still, we got 18 minutes left behind the comments.
Yeah.
This has been a good Q&A, ladies and gentlemen.
Awesome.
You guys, I don't think you understand the wealth of knowledge that Adam has and that he's brought to this table. Thank you to all of you who have jumped in and asked questions. This has been amazing. So, Adam, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming down.
That's awesome.
We really appreciate it. It means a ton. And now, Dane Eats premiere. Stay tuned. We got something for you guys.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. See you next week.
You guys got a cool thing going here, man.